seeing that he dedicated that game to Rick Derringer.
That was so sweet.
Yeah.
There have been two postseason no-hitters at Citizens Bank Park. Roy Halladay, the aforementioned Roy Halladay, and then in 2022.
Rick Derringer.
Not Rick Derringer.
Oh, okay.
No, a combined no-hitter by the Houston Astros against the Phillies. The Phillies...
we don't like that.
I know. They hit 5 home runs the game before, the game that I went to with my dad, and then my nephews and my brother went to Game 4 against the Astros, and the Phils got no hit. And my poor nephews didn't even see the Phils get one hit in the World Series.
Up for a historic shutout?
Yeah.
All right, well, I have some sad news to share, and this happened while we were off. Actress Lonnie Anderson, best known for her role in the 1970s and 80s TV sitcom WKRP in Cincinnati. She passed away. She was 79 years old. In fact, today would have been her birthday. She would have been 80 years old today. Yeah. Anderson, who played receptionist Jennifer Marlowe in the CBS comedy about the staff of an AM radio station in Ohio, passed away in Los Angeles in hospital at noon on Sunday following an acute, prolonged illness, according to her representative.
Yeah, no specification on that. That character that she played in WKRP stood against the normal convention.
Yeah.
She appeared to be the blonde airhead, but she was smarter than anyone at the station.
Anyone at the station, yeah. She was surrounded by her family, who wrote in a statement, "We are heartbroken to announce the passing of our dear wife, mother, and grandmother." Anderson earned 2 Primetime Emmy nominations and 3 Golden Globe nods with her performance as Marlowe during the 4-year run of WKRP. I absolutely loved that show.
So, and I had a Lonnie Anderson poster, I remember.
Me too.
I mean, everyone was like, oh my God. I forgot how good she was in the movie Night at the Roxbury, where she made fun. She was the mother, and she was always making fun of the procedures she'd had.
Yeah.
Is this chin as good as my old chin?
Yeah. She was born in St. Paul, Minnesota, to environmental chemist Clayton Carl Anderson and model Maxine Hazel. And Anderson got her showbiz start on the beauty pageant circuit. She ended up being a runner-up for the Miss Minnesota competition. She studied at the University of Minnesota, transitioned to an acting career with appearances in local commercials and theater shows. Following her first marriage to Bruce Hasselbeck, she married fellow actor Ross Bickle, and the couple moved to Los Angeles in 1975 to pursue their dreams of stardom in the film and television industry. The budding actress, who was actually born a brunette, dyed her dark locks platinum blonde as she cut her teeth with minor roles in the 1970s series Barnaby Jones, The Bob Newhart Show, and Three's Company. She landed the role of Marlowe on WKRP toward the end of the decade, insisting that the character be rewritten from a stereotypical dumb blonde before she would accept it. So that was her idea as an actress.
It was a good idea. It made her stand out.
Yeah, the savvy bombshell proved to be her breakout role and helped transform Anderson into a sex symbol. A pinup photo of the actress in a skimpy white bikini was one of the best-selling posters of the 1970s. Steve, I had that on my ceiling above my bed.
It was on the door for me, but yeah, it was a classic. It was right up there with the Farrah poster.
She also garnered a reputation as the queen of made-for-TV movies. She starred as Jane Mansfield in the 1980 Jane Mansfield story. In the later years, she starred in Lifetime's Ladies of the 80s, A Diva's Christmas, with Linda Gray, Donna Mills, Morgan Fairchild, and Nicolette Sheridan.
There you go. That's a nice
an
collection.
all-star lineup right there. She and Bickle divorced in 81, and then she married Burt Reynolds. They met on the set of the 1983 film Stroker Ace. They married in 88, later adopted a child, a son named Quentin. She and Reynolds divorced in 1994, and their split was defined by a headline-making custody battle over their son, which included accusations of a tumultuous marital relationship.
Yeah, I remember that going on and on and on.
Despite the contentious breakup, she remembered Reynolds fondly after his death in 2018, praising him as a wonderful director and actor.
She would actually often, when she'd sit down for breakfast, she would put his wig on the other side of the table and talk to us.
Stop it. So she's survived by her husband, Bob Flick. They were wed in 2008. Her daughter, Deirdre, son Quentin, stepson Adam Flick, and 4 grandchildren.
She was really good in that Jane Mansfield movie, which sort of mirrored, a little bit her life. And Arnold was really good as Mickey Haggerty.
Oh, I forgot he was in that. Yeah, you're right. So, sad news. Lonnie Anderson. All right, so Liam Neeson's son, Daniel, is giving a thumbs up to his dad's new supposed romance with Naked Gun co-star Pamela Anderson. While on Watch What Happens Live, Andy Cohen told the pair, all of your friends and it says, are very much standing this relationship.
I don't know what that means.
Stan is, stalking it. Stan, remember from the Eminem song, Stan?
Sure.
So when you stan somebody, you're a fan. But
I've always said
little bit.
they're Rick Derringer.
Oh, okay.
Relationship.
Instead of standing.
I might be wrong, but that's what I think.
No, it sounds right to me, Case, but
you love that thing. You love that person. You can stand for a person. You can stand for a thing.
Oh, okay.
All right, so then he turned to Daniel in the audience and asking, right, Danny, who is the kid, earning the couple an enthusiastic response. Neeson and Anderson exchanged a sweet glance before he placed his hand on her shoulder.
Ooh.
A moment that fans ate up.
I like them together.
Yeah, I think it'd be good.
Yeah.
A source recently told people that the two are in the early stages and enjoying each other's company, adding that it's sincere and it's clear that they're smitten with each other.
I just hope everyone stands for it.
Even Neeson's former sister-in-law, Jolie Richardson, seemed to be giving her blessing, commenting 7 red heart emojis on Anderson's popcorn sharing Instagram post with Neeson.
I'm getting me some of that rock and roll Ochiku.
So Liam shares son Daniel and Michael with his late wife, Natasha Richardson.
You think about how that death occurred. It was a ski accident. Mm-hmm. Yeah, just, and you forget that
and
it was
not even that
not even that bad of a collision, but it killed her. Yeah.
Doesn't take much.
Yeah.
You hit your head, it can take you out. Tiffany Haddish sparked rumors that she welcomed the baby after posting a photo with Jason Lee, a baby and a stroller, and it was captioned, "Cat's out of the bag." Well, fans flooded the comments with confusion asking, what does this mean, and is that your baby? Neither Haddish nor Lee have responded publicly. The two had previously joked on Lee's podcast about having a baby together, with Haddish saying, "I wanted to do it the old-fashioned way, but Lee declined." Haddish has also been open about wanting to adopt, sharing with E's Daily Pop that she was taking parenting classes now to adopt back in 2021. She previously ruled out surrogacy, citing the physical toll, saying, "I don't want to pay nobody to carry my baby neither, because then I have to go through a process of giving myself injections and all that stuff."
I didn't know that.
I don't know what that means by that. So, yeah, I'm not really sure.
I don't stand that.
But we have to wait and see what all that means, by the way.
I don't understand, I should say.
So the Aaron Pfeiffer's Denise Richards separation is getting even uglier. Police were actually called Sunday after Denise showed up at the house at Pfeiffer's shares with his parents, and she was there to pick up a dog. The problem, Richards has a TRO, temporary restraining order, forcing the two to keep their distance. Aaron told TMZ Denise showed up unannounced and started banging on the back door, demanding to be let in. Aaron saw what was unfolding, and he immediately left because he was concerned about the restraining order. Aaron's parents let her in, where allegedly she demanded the dog, screaming at Pfeiffer's parents. She then went after Aaron's brother, who was there, allegedly swinging at him and throwing mail at him.
Wow.
In the end...
Was it junk mail or was it actual directed mail?
It doesn't say.
That'll figure into the court proceedings.
In the end, no arrests were made, and Richards' lawyer later issued a statement saying Ms. Richards did not violate a restraining order. On August 3rd, 2025, after confirming that Mr. Fayers was not present in her home, Ms. Richards entered the home to retrieve her dogs after learning that Mr. Pfeiffer's had put down one of her other dogs without her knowledge or
that
permission.
Sucks.
So we'll have to see if that's true or not.
Quick question.
Because that's bad.
If you have a restraining order against someone, but you yourself go in proximity of that person, are you in violation of your own court order?
That's a good question, because you could move into their area and say they're too close to me.
Right.
And saying that they violated the restraining order, which they didn't.
Right.
So therefore, would you be in some kind of trouble for putting them in that position?
Is there a legal way to make the floor lava so that you both have to stay separated?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. I think it's ex post facto.
Ex post, yes.
That's what it is. All right. So according to the Dental Care Alliance, the average tooth gets you from the Tooth Fairy in 2025, they'll get you about $4.37.
Wow.
Kim Kardashian's 9-year-old Saint was paid a visit by the Tooth Fairy over the weekend, and Mom Kim posted a selfie with him showing off his grin, along with more pics of her other kids, North Chicago and Psalm, as they lost teeth over the years. And one of the pics showed Saint's haul for his lost tooth, as far as what he was going to get from the tooth fairy.
Right. I assume it was stock.
No, actually, it was a glittery $2 bill. And a note read in part, "Dear Saint, for your first tooth." So that's kind of nice.
What was your currency for? We would either get, I remember getting dimes a lot and then maybe a quarter here or there.
Yeah, as a kid, what I would get? Something like that.
Yeah.
Or a dollar, or I'm not really sure.
My friend Matt's dad would go to the bank every year and get a lot of $2 bills. He'd like, $500 worth of $2 bills. And he just enjoyed when he would interact with kids, handing them one. And it was just a sweet, kind gesture. We'd be at ball games with him occasionally, and he'd be like, "Hey, kids, check this out." And kids don't know what $2 bills are. It's just kind of a foreign concept at this point. And so it was a really cool gift. I thought that was always a nice gesture.
If I remember correctly, for the Tooth Fairy on occasion would give the Susan B. Anthony gold dollar coins.
Collectible?
Those are pretty cool. But I mean, they just look cool.
Yeah, they do look cool.
Like
Yeah.
solid gold, you know?
Were they? Those are the gold ones? Because I thought the Susan B. Anthony ones were the ones that weren't perfect circles.
That had sort of a edges on them.
Sacagawea was the gold one.
All right, maybe that was it.
Yeah.
Okay.
One time I got a Nescafe, which was kind of weird.
That's a coffee brand, right?
Yeah. Well, it was in the maker, the machine.
Okay, gotcha. Maybe it was a Sacagawea bill or Sacagawea coins, Casey. Here's a Susan B. Anthony worth $1 million, by the way.
Holy hell.
Just found it
because you can see a little bit of her beaver.
Oh, man. Wow. Well, you wouldn't think
nice beaver. Why would you include that?
Yeah. All right, anyway. So it was just last week that we were told that Brandy Glanville's troubles with what she calls facial parasites may be coming to an end. Perhaps she grew impatient over the weekend because she decided to take matters into her own hands, and the results were not what she had hoped. The reality star posted a clip to her TikTok where she showed off the unfortunate results. She said she decided to put the hair remover Nair on her face.
Oh, boy.
Because she claimed that having an exfoliated face angered her facial parasite. She said, "Nair is the fountain of youth. I figured it out." And then she admitted, "I overdid it." She explained to her followers that leaving Nair on your face for 7 minutes, as she had done, can result in serious skin burns. Yeah, that stuff can be brutal, man.
I remember that when that was all the rage, and we're looking at a picture of the after effects of this. It looks like she has like a second-degree burn on her lower part of her face. I'm not familiar with what skin parasites do. She had this sort of rippled look on her face, and I guess that's what's been bothering her, but she's clearly had a ton of work done.
Yeah, but like putting that hair removal stuff on your face.
To me, that would be like putting lye on your face.
Not a good idea.
It burned, did it not?
Big time.
Yeah.
So, all right, 20 years down the line, Cheryl Lee Ralph and her husband, Vincent Hughes, have decided that they like being married. The Abbott Elementary star and the state senator renewed their vows in a recommitment ceremony on the iconic Rocky Steps at the Philadelphia Museum of Art. Originally planned as an intimate event that went out the window as the guest list grew to 250 people. The ceremony marked 20 years for the couple.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming to my birthday party. It's not my birthday?
No. It's a recommitment ceremony.
And I just found out about Rick Derringer.
For Cheryl Lee Ralph and her husband, Vincent Hughes.
Oh, we saw her husband. He spoke at a function we were at. It was that rooftop thing that we did. What was
It's for Cora.
Yeah, for Cora. Yeah. And I think we received a little nod from Cora.
Yeah, we got an award that night.
Yeah.
The ceremony marked 20 years for the couple who were originally wed on July 29th of 2005. So,
as many of you know, Cora is what grows in the ocean.
That's coral. That's coral.
God damn it.
Yeah, one of the. If you keep throwing some facts out there, eventually a couple of them are going to be right.
Gotta be right.
So you
Doc is right 4 times a day, right?
Twice, I think.
What you said.
Yeah, believe it.
Hey, can you rent out the steps at the art museum? Like, can you just have that be your wedding location for
That'd be very cool.
20 minutes?
Don't know.
If they're not doing it, they're missing an opportunity.
I mean, it looks like they kind of, I know you said there were 250 people there, Preston, but it kind of looks like they got the whole thing to themselves for a stretch on our Instagram post.
Either that or you have to be a celebrity that's married to a politician.
Oh,
State
yeah.
senator.
Oh.
Not really,
State senator.
So we'll see. Jessica Biel's idea of an everything shower comes with a side of snacks. She says if you're drinking coffee in the shower, you might as well have food in there too. She recently admitted sometimes I'll have cereal in the shower or yogurt and fruit. I've even had a piece of quiche in there.
I assume you have to stand out of the spray of the water when you're doing that, correct? Unless you want it really diluted.
Recognizing the habit is gross, but she had noted in the past, I don't have a lot of time, I'm multitasking, and I don't prioritize my food sometimes.
Now, you've admitted the joy of drinking a beer in the shower.
It's one of the greatest
Have you ever had ribs in the shower?
I've never had ribs, but easy cleanup.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, very easy cleanup.
Actually, to be honest, eat your sloppiest foods in the shower.
I do enjoy a good beer in the shower. We have some vacation time coming up, and I will be partaking in that for sure. The actress had been open about her so-called shower eating movement since 2020, even sharing rules like having a dedicated ledge where you can stick your cup. But she is quick to warn fans, don't do what I do. I'm not perfect.
We used to offer a shower beer holder, did we not?
Yeah, it had a radio on it, too.
Yeah, what is it, suction cups?
Yeah, I think so.
Yep. So Allison Brie is gearing up to make her feature directorial debut with a new horror story. The community actress told Marie Claire that she's co-written a female-forward horror script with very fun energy. She said, while we were writing it, I felt like I was writing it to direct it, and I could see every shot in my head. Her co-writer, Alice Stanley Jr., is known for her work on Busy Phillips's 2019 talk show Busy Tonight. Brie, who once directed an episode of Netflix's female wrestling dramedy Glow, is currently starring in her body horror film Together with co-star and real-life husband Dave Franco. On jumping into the director's chair on her first movie, Brie noted, I think women carry a lot of self-doubt, and we have a desire to make everything perfect before we attempt something or we learn everything we can learn. At a certain point, you have to just take the leap and believe in yourself.
So those two are big horror fanatics. So I like to see them working in this genre because they're putting out some really good stuff. Together's getting rave reviews.
Good. So it's kind of embarrassing, but also kind of a compliment. But the Wall Street Journal reports that the audio of Scarlett Johansson and Adam Driver's screaming at each other in the 2019 film The Marriage Story is being used by the United States Department of Agriculture to scare wolves away from attacking livestock on farms across the country.
We need to get a sample of that screaming fight.
I watched it this morning. I've never seen that movie, but it's a brutal... I mean, like, not just how loud they're yelling at each other, but they're saying some horrible things to each other.
It's a really good movie.
Is it?
It's very depressing. That's a watch once and then you're done with it. But they're both incredible in it. And it's, I think anyway, a really accurate representation of like how divorces can happen.
Yeah.
You make a few wrong decisions and you go down this path. And I don't know, they're incredible in it. It's really good.
Nick, as you were watching it, did you feel liberated by the notion that the likelihood of a wolf attack had been greatly diminished?
There were positives.
So wolf hazing, as it is called, is also uses loud music like AC/DC's Thunderstruck, as well as recorded sounds of fireworks and gunshots. As far as it being a compliment, the film earned both actors Oscar nominations. So,
Give me the keys, you sucker motherfucker!
Knock it off. Get back.
they could use that.
Yeah, sure.
So the Academy, as well as General Wildlife, buying their performance, it says a lot for their acting chops, obviously. So there's a whole different, there's a whole section of screaming from movies that they could use.
That you use for elk.
Whatever that is. Yeah. That's him telling Bob to get out of the car, right?
It is.
Yeah. What about Bob? All right, Michael Douglas takes to the big screen alongside his son, Cameron Douglas, in the upcoming film Looking Through Water. Now, the film is based on the novel by Bob Rich and tells the story of a father and son fishing tournament that is as much about relationships as it is about fishing. The movie also stars Michael Stahl David Morse, our former co-star
in The Mechanic.
Yep, and others as well, and it will hit theaters on September 12th.
Do you remember the fuss he put up about the billing, Preston?
Yeah.
And so he said, okay, your name can be above us. In fact, don't even credit us. Mm-hmm. And then everything worked out.
Jaimin Hanzu and Halle Berry are teaming up for Red Card, a high-stakes thriller that is set across Africa. Joel Souza, returning to the director's chair for the first time since his infamous Rust movie, calls it a fantastic script and adds Jaimin is an actor of uncommon power and depth. He'll be playing a ranger fighting poachers who's joined forces with Barry as an FBI supervisor to take down international trafficking rings.
So what would be the issue with how you prepare your eggs? I don't get that.
What are you talking about?
Poachers?
Oh, gotcha. The mission turns personal when Jaimin's soccer star son is lured by a shady sports agent and vanishes into North Africa's criminal underworld.
He's a good actor. He's in the movie Amistad. He's terrific, but he hasn't had a lot of roles like that.
Yeah.
He's kind of played second and third fiddles.
Yep. Ice-T is going to be hosting a 2-hour special for A&E that focuses on fentanyl and the ongoing epidemic that America has faced linked to the drugs. Ice-T said, fentanyl for me came out of nowhere. By the time I learned about the drug, I had already lost people to it. It's a poison in the drug world, and I wanted to do everything that I could to make people aware of its danger. In the new trailer, the Law & Order actor lists off celebs who have lost their lives to drug overdoses, including Prince, Angus Cloud, and Tom Petty, alongside thousands of everyday people. Now, those guys didn't necessarily die from fentanyl.
No,
It was just drug overdoses.
Yeah.
But Fame and Fentanyl premieres Monday, August 25th. True crime fans are going to love this. ABC is developing a drama series that's based on the true story of a high school killer class it's called Killer Class, but it's a high school club that solved real cold cases.
Oh, wow.
The series will be based on Keith Sharon's article from the Tennessean about a group of students and their teacher from Elizabethton High School in Tennessee. The show tracks the unexpected formation of a high school forensics club that proves shockingly effective at solving real cold cases. This sounds pretty cool.
Are they joined by a large, goofy Great Dane?
I don't think that they'll have a mystery mobile or any of that,
Nothing
Steve,
like
but
that.
you never know. As the series is in development, there's no word yet on casting or a premiere date. But wait a minute, we know this story.
Oh, wait a second. It's funny you should mention, though, that, Preston, there have been now, a lot of times these internet and podcast sleuths get in the way of actual investigations, but there have been many times where someone with the time has done deep dives on information that is available and help solve cases.
Absolutely. And there's that, this doesn't help solve cases, but there's that, the diving crew that goes
That's
around
right.
to bodies of water and has found loads and loads of missing people, found their bodies because they do really diligent work.
Was there not one kind of locally
Yeah, it just
where
happened in Ridley Park.
and they found that the vehicle was
Guy went missing years ago,
Right.
And as it turns out, he just drove off this dock
yards away from the restaurant he was
Yeah.
leaving.
Yeah. All right, I'm ready to roll some clips for you here, gang. Built in Birmingham, Brady and the Blues documents the pressure Tom Brady is under since investing in a football club. And here, the former QB shares what inspired him to make this docuseries.
We started filming a few years ago. There's obviously this great club, Birmingham City, 150-year-old club in the Midlands in England. It's a very hardworking city, and it's got a very hardworking football club. This season 1 is kind of a 2-year journey. It's very exciting. It's an amazing documentary. We've got very high expectations for this year.
So everybody's starting to copy Wrexham.
Yeah, and I'm sorry.
That's not a good idea.
No, I have no desire to the Wrexham cornered the market, and I think those stories, they're going to go milk every sort of thing they can for this.
He showed up on Wrexham, Tom, more than once, and so he and Rob Mack, not McElhenney, Rob Mack, and Ryan Reynolds have crossed paths in at least one season of Welcome to Wrexham.
Isn't it funny that, Rob Mack's such a massive, obviously diehard Eagles fan, and
he gives him crap.
Yeah.
He lays into him. He talks about Brandon Graham. He talks about the Super Bowl. He has fun with it.
Built in Birmingham, Brady and the Blues is streaming now on Amazon Prime Video. Here's the next clip. The pickup. follows an unexpected duo of truck drivers having to fight for their lives against fierce criminals who have their eyes set beyond the money. And here Pete Davidson details why people need to see this film.
I think it's one of those fun early 2000s old school action comedy, fast moving. There's not a dull moment. The story picks up literally from the jump and it moves, and it's an hour and 40 minutes of just fun. It's just fun. You can watch it with everybody. There's someone in it for everyone to like. So I think it's just a right down the middle fastball.
Could you shut up?
The pickup premieres tonight, and you'll find that on Amazon Prime Video. And there you go, your entertainment report for today.
Well done.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Good way to start the morning and the work week with us. We have TJ Miller joining us later on today. We have Tattoos Day taking place. You can go to WMMR.com and get signed up to win a Preston and Steve Show themed tattoo from our friends at Floating World Tattoo and Piercing, which you'll find at 1729 South Street in Philadelphia. We'll take a quick break. We'll reset. We'll come back, and we'll continue this glorious day together. Stay with us.
Preston and Steve.
Yeah, there was this story. It's making the rounds, and it's actually a professional baseball player. Anthony Bass plays for the Toronto Blue Jays. And, you hear discussions about plane etiquette all the time as far as, sharing the armrest and taking your shoes off and all these other things.
And pleasuring yourself?
Pleasuring yourself.
Can't do that.
So there's a little bit of a controversy or a discussion or debate that's been popping up after he had tweeted about his recent flight saga, and it actually has to do with his wife. So the 35-year-old posted on Twitter a photo of his two toddler daughters on a flight playing on electronic devices, and you can see popcorn strewn all over the seat, all over the floor. And in the accompanying caption, he wrote, by the way, his spouse is traveling alone, and she's 22 weeks pregnant. He explained that the flight attendant on the trip had, quote, made his wife clean up their kid's food mess, and he voiced outrage over the situation. He wrote, the flight attendant on United just made my 22-week pregnant wife traveling with a 5-year-old and 2-year-old get on her hands and knees to pick up the popcorn mess by my youngest daughter. And then he wrote, are you kidding me? And so he obviously thought that was out of line for them to ask her to clean that stuff up.
Right.
And people responded to that. And I'm curious as to how you guys would respond.
So in the studio here, there's a picture of what it looked like around the area. Mm-hmm. And what you all have kids. I do not. So
I mean, when you have a kid, if you take it to a restaurant, take it. Take the child.
What is it?
Take your baby or your whatever, your toddler to a restaurant. A mess is inherent, right? It's going to happen every single time. It happens on planes. And Steve, as a parent, you are responsible for at least making an attempt to clean up that mess, right?
All right, you just hit it. That's exactly what. So as a non-child owner,
right?
You don't have it.
But that would be, you make an effort at least.
Yes.
To clean up, to police the area a little bit. And I think somebody would say, here, let me help, or maybe the staff would assist. Just that alone gets you across the finish line.
And it's embarrassing, quite frankly, like especially at a restaurant, because you know that it's going to happen and you don't want it to happen.
Yeah.
But also you are aware of the fact that if you have a toddler, it's going to happen. So just do the best you can to prevent it, and then when the mess inevitably does happen, clean it up as best you can.
The children were eating ribs.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to happen. I mean, I wouldn't even try to prevent it because you can. It's going to happen. However, you do more than try to clean it up. You clean it up.
All right.
In your case, you're seeing this, and because this stuff is strewn obviously around and could be. It's not like, they're asking to resurface the chairs.
And listen, I don't think she should get up every time something falls on the floor. But like at some point, yes, so sorry. Let me, pick this all up.
Looking at the photo, I could see if the mom was sitting in the chair, she may not see, she may see one kernel that we can see in this photo. And if they pointed it out to her, I think I would be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't know that they just made a mess like that. I'll clean its mess up. No, but I agree. I think you could clean it up. If you had a couple little errant, if you didn't get every single last one,
right.
that's acceptable. As long as you get in there and you just start doing some cleanup. And there were texters, for the most part, did side with the airline. The overwhelming amount did. But some did go the other way and think that, no, it's and somebody had posted like, What do you, if your kids make a mess at the movie theater, do you clean that up off the floor? Actually, yeah. Yes.
So I get. So the point of some of the detractors are saying, well, after they get off the flight, people come in and clean the thing. But as you said, Nick, you don't just say, "Wow, they'll get it."
Yeah, they'll get it. I'll make a total mess.
You
what
have
the
to
hell?
you have to make an attempt. But there are, it's like there are two different people. There are the people that are like what we're saying is like, yes, you have to attempt to clean it up. You have to clean it up. And there are people that just don't think you have to, and that it's not your job. Like, yeah, you paid to eat at the restaurant, so now you're going to leave the mess for the server to clean up. Like, there are people that just, that's how they see it.
I know.
It's weird.
Yep. And flight attendants obviously were commenting quite ferociously about this.
I've seen people, and my heart goes out to them, like at restaurants where the kids making a mess or spilling over stuff, and then and literally getting down and cleaning up stuff and picking up stuff off the floor. And I've never seen it's you feel so bad because I think parents tend to feel 10 times worse than they probably need to be if the kids are making a mess. And I think most people understand and go, I got it. I understand it's hard to corral this. To me, it would seem they seem very embarrassed.
Most people do.
Yeah.
Some don't.
I know.
Some do not
I know.
care.
But I also, listen, I was never embarrassed or anything. And this is like something that I tell my brothers who have new babies is like, don't shelter them because they're babies and don't take them to the restaurant. I think that's why I can go out to eat and go to a restaurant is because I took Jace from the second he was able to go to a restaurant. Like I
taught it how to behave.
No, seriously though, honestly. And like, I will say sometimes if like, he's like lounging I'm like, you're at a restaurant and he sits up because he's used to going to restaurants and he knows how to act in a restaurant.
Same with us. My parents would take us out. We went to restaurants, and this is how you behave. This is what you do.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, did we screw up? Yes, but we got that course right from the beginning.
And did he get this flight attendant fired? Was there a follow-up?
Okay, so there was a follow-up, and his response was he posted an update informing his followers that United Airlines is taking care of matters with the flight attendant internally.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I know, right?
So he's getting somebody's job.
But that's also him saying that. Like,
well, but if he's not saying that and it's actually the truth, and said flight attendant is now facing
right, but I'm just saying you don't
actions.
know if it is.
Okay.
There are aspects to this story that are unclear.
Yeah, like people like that who are going to just throw that out there.
Well, Kayla wants to comment on this real quick. Let me go to her. Hi, Kayla. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Hey, what's up, Kayla?
So I just want to say I follow Sydney and her sister, Jessie James Decker. She's a music artist. She was married to football player Eric Decker. She still is, but he's no longer playing football. So she had posted about this yesterday before Anthony did. And I don't think it was that they wanted Sydney to clean up the popcorn. It was the way in which the flight attendant approached her. What I saw Sydney and Jessica originally posting yesterday was that the flight attendant came to her with a wipe. It was like, the captain wants you to get every single drop of popcorn, which is kind of unrealistic when you're on a plane with 2 toddlers and 22 weeks pregnant. Obviously she was going to do her best, but to have her, it was just kind of more of an embarrassing situation, and the way the flight attendant went about it and what was said to her, you need to get every single drop.
By the way, how would the captain know? How would the captain know?
I'm sorry, sir. We have an issue in the...
we have a filthy child that's dropped popcorn all over the floor. Someone needs to kill it.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel like they use that all the time. Like the captain said.
Captain doesn't know what's going on.
Captain doesn't know there's popcorn on the floor.
Yeah, I'm sure the captain didn't know, but I think it was just the way the flight attendant broached it. You must get every single drop. Not just, hey, get what you can. We understand she's 2. And it was also popcorn that United had given to her. It wasn't like she brought it on the plane herself.
I'm still thinking you got to clean it up.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. It wasn't that she wasn't going to clean it up. It was just the way that they went about it and were adamant that they wanted her to get every single drop and, not.
They should have said Colonel instead of
not drop.
Because that's what probably confused her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's pregnant. She's got baby brain.
What are you talking about? No, but I mean,
right,
so I think
you,
both sides sort of, now listen, doesn't give you carte blanche to be rude.
Right.
Yeah,
I don't know. He didn't, in this particular post, he didn't indicate anything about them being rude.
I also think anyone with kids where this is happening, they know, and you just got to hope that they're going to get it. Like to say you need to clean up every last thing. Like who says she wasn't going to, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you can't wait until they're off the plane to find out that they didn't.
Oh, you follow them home.
I mean, I
think I was going to follow you, did you?
I don't side with the lady whatsoever. And Kayla, like, she's calling in like she was standing there listening to every single bit of the conversation. And
there's a flight attendant at the front door.
Yeah, and she wasn't there, so she doesn't know. And I'm just looking at the mess there, and you just clean up after your kids. I'm sorry that you're pregnant and that you have 2 kids with you, but
right. I agree. You almost sounded like Joker a little bit on the first one.
You want to know why there's popcorn on the floor? Because it hasn't been trained properly.
Let me go.
And he carved a smile in my face.
Let me go to Jeff. Hey, Jeff, good morning.
Good morning, Ed. How are you guys?
Good morning, Ed, buddy. What's going on?
All right, so I have 4 of those little things that tend to follow me around everywhere.
Yeah, right. Damn things.
So by like kid 2 or 3, you kind of, like Nick said,
Yeah.
You want this to happen, but this is going to happen.
Yes.
There's no avoiding it. So we always just kind of plan ahead. When we sit at a restaurant, I'll get a couple napkins, unfold them, and put them on the sides of the high chair. And we have for when we fly and everything, we have traveled little mats.
Oh, we're losing you.
Travel.
On there, you just bundle it up,
little
and
mats.
Dump it out in the trash can, and move along.
So yeah,
you should be prepared for the mess. Yeah,
I flew, Jeff. I flew. In fact, it was it flying back from
Florida?
Florida. There was a mother and a kid next. This kid was like, mother. Like
oh yeah,
like a more traveled.
I was sitting in front of you,
right? Yes. This kid. You heard me. I kept saying, "What is this? A dwarf? This kid is better traveling than adults."
If you're traveling with a child or a toddler, inherently, my heart goes out to you because it's a chore, right? And there's also that part of me that, like, when I'm on the plane and I hear the baby crying, it's annoying. Like, if I want to go to sleep, I get the fact that, like, it's going to get under people's skins, but as a parent, there's very little you can do to control that. Your heart has to go out to the parents.
Shell was a pro at traveling with our kids when they were babies.
She was such a pro.
She had a system.
She would help out other parents on the plane. Your wife would come on the plane with treats for other kids.
She didn't want me to fly with them because I would mess up the system.
Yes.
Yeah, I kid you not. She
It's
preferred
stressful.
it when we
I don't
flew
want you
separately.
there.
Yeah.
You don't know how to treat them.
Yeah.
Preston, this makes me think of this hilarious. I think it's the pilot episode of Modern Family. Cam and Mitch, the gay couple have adopted a kid. They're getting on the plane. They don't know how to travel with the kid, and so they and so they're I think it's Cam is feeding the baby some treats, and so somebody walking by goes, look at the baby with the cream puffs, and so I forget which one is Cam and which one is Matt, but the one who's the lawyer gets a gay couple with
cream puffs.
And he's feeding him cream puffs. And then, I think Cam gets up and goes, we'd like to pay for beverages for everyone.
All right, so here's a different side of this conversation that somebody texted in about. So this says, my husband gets peanuts at the Phillies games and drops all the shells on the ground under his seat. It bothers me so much, but he acts like it's no big deal.
You know what? So here's the deal.
I'm a
you
hypocrite.
actually raised a
That's
good
what
question.
you do there.
Yeah.
Like, you remember the ground rounds?
Of course.
That was part of their thing?
That was their thing. You could throw peanuts on the ground, the shells. It was no big deal. It's expected.
I went to a urologist who had the same policy.
Wow.
That was the same policy, a medical waste. No, but so that at a ball game,
Peanuts.
Do you collect up your peanut shells?
And sunflower. All right, thank you very much, Marissa. So over the weekend, I did something really fun. I just want to share quickly a little bit to you. It's really cool now having adult children and going places and doing things with them is a different experience.
Right, you're not dragging them around.
As adults, and you can have, really, really shared experiences. And so I'm going to try to do this. I've done it throughout their childhood where, and Rochelle has done it too, where we'll take one of our kids alone and go somewhere and do something and spend a little bit of time. So this past weekend, I took my son Carter to Chicago.
I get the connection here.
And wanted to go because, A, I love that town. B, they have fantastic restaurants.
Right.
And Carter he's adventurous as far as food goes. So I pitched to him, I'm like, dude, let's go to Chicago for the weekend and let's make it a food experience. Let's eat at some great restaurants. Let's have a good time. And we did, and it just so happened to be the best weather weekend of the year so far. And I know it was the same way here.
Same here. It was glorious.
So, I mean, we just got so lucky while booking this trip. I'm like, it's going to rain. It's going to be 900 degrees or whatever. No,
that was the last time.
Exemplary. It was absolutely wonderful. So we did a food-oriented trip. We ate at some fantastic restaurants. We went to Gibson's, Casey, for steak, and it was incredible. And the service was just through the roof.
Now, the first time we went to Gibson's, did you get the tomahawk? They talked you into one of the.
There was a sirloin that the server really sold to us as the best steak in the world.
Right.
And it was amazing. I think that's a bit much piling the best steak in the world on as a headline, but it was great. This time around, I got the filet. He got the prime rib. Here's the deal. We were going to a show right after that. We were going to Second City.
Right.
Okay. And we had 1 hour before to sit down and eat and then get to the show in time.
Well, that's not a lot.
It's not a lot of time, but I called them ahead of time, like a couple days before to see if I could get an early reservation. They said no, but they said, we'll make a note that you guys need to get to a show. Like the server, as soon as he got there, he's like, all right, how much time you got? Like that was one of the first questions.
That's great.
He's like, he brought up the steaks out immediately. He's like, I'll come back, I'll tell you. And then we put it in our room. He's like, I'm going to fire this right now.
Nice.
Like immediately I was thinking of the bear.
Right.
It's a chaotic restaurant. There are people all over the place. And the servers are just flying through this joint. And but this guy, Red, was I reached out to management immediately the next day, and I sent them a note and said what a wonderful job this guy did to get us into there. But anyhow, Carter ordered this 12-ounce prime rib.
Is this what we're looking at?
No. That's from another restaurant.
Okay.
So you can take the images off. So it was a 12-ounce prime rib. The thing had to have been 16 ounces. It was massive. Like he didn't even make it halfway through, and Carter can eat a lot.
Right.
And we had to leave it.
Oh, man.
Dude, we were going to a show.
Yeah. So I feel like when we went there before, it was the same thing with us. I had, and I was trying to find like a homeless person on the street to hand my food to at some point. And
Would you like to eat my meat?
Well, I mean, that's, like rather than, because I'm not going to bring it back to a hotel room and eat it later.
And you're not going to walk through the city eating it.
No. But it was the same situation, but I couldn't find anybody. The weather wasn't all that great, and I think that's maybe.
Well, and also that area is called the Gold Coast, which is like the most wealthy area of Chicago.
Okay.
So,
no, I don't want your steak.
Yeah, exactly. So anyhow, that was amazing. Then I'll tell you about a couple other restaurants. The picture we were looking at here in the monitor is a place called The Girl and the Goat. It was a restaurant that we found out about online. There's one in Los Angeles as well. It's a James Beard Award winner, Food and Wine, all these. It was the best meal of the weekend. Yeah. It was incredible. And they seated us, and I'll show you guys a video later on, actually on the shelf where the chefs were literally from me to Casey. They were right in front of us.
So
we were
sitting
in their area. And so the chef is making food, and he's like, you guys got any questions? I'll tell you whatever you want. So while they're preparing everything, we're talking to the chefs and stuff.
And you guys both like to cook as well.
Yeah.
So were you just flat out having the conversation as everything?
We didn't want to bug them too much, but we were asking about what's this, what's that, and they would tell us. And so
how much can you bench?
That was an amazing meal. That was the best meal of the weekend. But we also took a bike tour, a place called Bobby's Bike Hikes of Chicago, and it was a food tour. It was a 14-mile bike ride, and we stopped off and we got deep dish pizza. We went to the Wiener Circle, Casey. We got the Chicago hot dog. Went to this place called Molly's Cupcakes.
It's a lot of eating.
We had beer at Wrigley Field. There was a game that day. They were playing the Orioles, who I don't know if the Cubs beat up on them too or not, but there was a game going on, and we had beers, and it was just, the weather was beautiful. Right. Absolutely perfect. And so those were some of the food stops. And eventually, this might be a little controversial, but I for the first time I had an Italian roast beef in Chicago. And it's so Chicago's known for their hot dogs, deep dish pizza. Apparently brownies were invented in Chicago too.
The brownie that we so adored for decades.
Then you have the Italian beef is also what they're known for. I'd never had one of those sandwiches.
Well,
and what?
I've made you one. Yeah.
I had never had one of those sandwiches, a real one.
In Chicago.
Yeah, and they're fan-freaking-tastic. Dare I say, a little better than the cheesesteak. And that's where I know I'm going to catch some crap. So I'm going to catch a little garbage for that. But the gravy on it and all the peppers and stuff.
I think you'd find people here domestically or locally who might agree with that or
absolutely
not sold on
amazing.
cheesesteaks.
So anyhow, there was one little hiccup that happened along the way that I want to share with you now. And by the way, Lollapalooza was there that weekend
So
too.
it was dead in the city.
Yeah,
right?
no, it wasn't overwhelming, but there were, in our hotel, I could see people walk by. I'm like, yeah, they're going to the concert. They're going to the concert. These girls were wearing next to nothing, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
So when I was picking my kids up from Barefoot, that was down in Wildwood back in June, it was the same thing, Preston. So I wasn't sure if it was a country music thing going on there, or maybe it's just
Or
a
a
young
nudist
people,
colony?
young people going to concerts thing.
Concerts have turned into something else. It's a fashion show. It's I don't know. I don't know if some of them even care about the actual artists. They just know they're going to a show, a thing.
Yeah.
And so they dress for it.
Happening,
And, that's
as
what
they
it
used to
was.
say.
Yeah. But I mean, like, I was like, oh my God. But it was crazy. So anyhow, we also went to Second City. Legendary improv comedy.
Best of the best.
It's where, Saturday Night Live was born out of Second City. And so 2 days before we were going to go, I looked at my tickets just to double check on the time and make sure everything is going to work out because I coordinated this whole trip. And I pull up my tickets in my Apple wallet and they were kind of grayed out. And I'm like, I know what that means. It means they're expired.
Yeah.
It means that these tickets are no longer good. So the show we went to was on August 1st. Okay. That's what I had planned on August 1st. The tickets that I bought were for July 11th.
What?
How did that happen?
I don't know.
You Pierre'd it.
I do not know. I bought the wrong date of tickets.
July 11th.
I mean, does this sell out? It sells out, right?
Well, I scrambled quickly and was able to get tickets for the show that I wanted to go to.
Did you explain it to them?
August 1st. I didn't. I ate it because here's the reason I didn't reach out to them is because I could have bought those tickets and just not went.
Right.
And then gone, oh, by the way, I bought you know what I mean?
Do you accept the wrong tickets?
It had happened weeks earlier.
Right.
So I don't know. I ate it. I felt like a doofus. I was embarrassed. So I bought another pair of tickets for it.
Well, you made a mistake and you figured you'd own it. I don't know what they would have done. Maybe they would have accommodated, but maybe that's a scam people try to pull. And
that's what I was thinking of too. But I was, I was thinking that people have had to have had this happen.
I had tickets to Lenny Bruce.
Right.
No.
Sir, he died in the 60s.
Oh, no.
But
then Rick Derringer, please.
But, dude, I bought tickets weeks in advance of when I was going to be there. And I was panicking because it was like one of the big things we were going to go do.
I'm sorry. At what point did you realize they were
Like 2 days before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank God.
Yeah,
Thank
I
God
know.
you're so meticulous with your stuff because had you noticed
that
when
would have
as you're
sucked.
walking up to the door, then we would have had an issue here.
That's it. Go back and finish the steak, right?
Yeah.
I think it would have said something. I mean, like, I don't know if they reject you and you're like, yeah, I screwed up, and then you still have to buy the ticket, but maybe you would have found a sympathetic ear in that place and be like, listen, man, I made a moronic mistake. I did buy them, and I know that I screwed up. Is there any way that I can use these tickets for tonight? And if they say no, then they say no. I think it would have tried. Maybe, I don't know. I understand the embarrassment and just being like, F it, I'm getting tickets. I'm going in no matter what. But I think I would have said something.
Listen, I work in radio and I'm slower, and so I missed this.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I get it.
I felt like I effed up. That's my fault. That's on me. And
Nick, I tried that one time when I ordered online on an app at a restaurant, and I showed up to said restaurant to pick up my order and realized that I had ordered it to a different location.
Right.
And I was like, man, I ordered it from the City Ave location, and they're like, okay. And they didn't honor the order. I was like, I can show you right here that I ordered it and that I paid for it.
That's
and then I'm not
wonderful.
going to go and drive 10 miles to go pick that up.
Yeah.
And they're like,
we don't care.
Yeah, if you want this, you're going to have to buy it again.
Beat it.
Rochelle did it one time, went up to New York for a show and took the train and was coming back. And I was looking at the tickets and she was already up there. And I'm like, what time are you coming back? She's like, I was like, 5:55 this afternoon. And I looked at her tickets. I'm like, that was 5:55 this morning. I'm like, you bought the wrong tickets. And so she just had to eat those as well and had to find passage back.
Well, to your point, Casey, similar. If you use an app, you use the Dunkin' app, or you have locations that are sort of in your queue, and you happen to be away, or you're in a different area, and you accidentally default to the one you go to, that happens fairly frequently. So, I've been burned a couple of times with that.
You know what happens frequently, and this happened to me, and it almost happened to me twice, which would have like, oh my God, okay, fool me once, shame on me, or shame on you, was when you take the train up to Penn Station. The Newark station is also a Penn station. It's like Penn Newark and then Penn, so I bought tickets for Newark when I'm going to New York City. I'm like, why would you have two of the
Hey, look, they have buildings over there too.
Yeah. I don't know why July 11th was the date that I stumbled onto. That was just, what the hell did I do?
Well,
711.
Yeah.
7 + 1 = 8.
Yeah.
And then
1.
Yeah.
8, 1. Okay, there, thank you, Casey.
You were looking to throw people off your trail. The one that makes me crack up is when Pierre reserved the hotel for the Eagles parade.
Yeah.
I'm going to beat the system. I'm going to get the hotel room downtown, so I'm ready to go. And he booked it a month later on the same day.
Hang on, I'm going to go to Justin. He's going to admit to something. Hi, Justin, you're on. Good morning, buddy.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning to see you. What's up, man?
Yeah, this has happened to me multiple times because I like to be sporadic and also kind of like rush through things. So about a month ago, maybe it was like in June, the Phillies were playing the Marlins. And I was like, I'm going to buy these tickets, take my son to the game. He did good in school. Mm-hmm. And then the day before the game, I looked down at the tickets to make sure they were in my Google Wallet, and I realized that the game was being played in Florida. So I had to try to resell them, and the Marlins stinks, and nobody wanted to buy them until an hour before the game. Somebody bought the tickets, and I lost $50.
Well, then at least you got some of it back. But wow, you're states away.
Thanks, man. In Florida. Here's some text coming in that says, second date with hubby, bought movie tickets to wrong theater, sat around 2 hours and waited, and it's happened twice since then, too. So some people are prone to it.
I had a similar thing with you, Preston, when I was seeing Superman, and I wanted the 4DX, and I'd inadvertently bought tickets, and it was my screw up to the wrong theater, and so I realized it the morning of, and I'm like, I guess I could have made something over it, but it's like it was my fault. I screwed up. And it's like, I guess it's more out of embarrassment that you don't want to go through the process of I should have looked closer.
Yeah.
And so I bought the wrong ticket.
I bought IMAX seats to, I forgot what movie it was, but I specifically chose these very seats. It's one of the things you get to do. And I was happy about it. And we're sitting there and somebody comes moseying over and they're like, we have these seats. And I'm like, no, you do not. I'm like, I wanted these seats. I paid for these. I'm here to see this movie.
Yeah.
Let me see. No, I'm like, no. I know. All right, let's go talk to the manager. Sir, this is for tomorrow. And I'm like, oh
man.
God.
Do you mind if I sit here in the meantime?
May I sit on your lap?
Okay, so Freedom Mortgage Pavilion. All right, so you're looking at the seats inside the pavilion. The seats, let's say, to the right, starts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
All right, so
Goes
going
across.
from the middle to. All right, so you would assume that would be the way the seats go in the whole arena, but they don't. On the left side, it goes like opposite.
Okay.
All right, so I don't know how to explain.
1, 2, 3.
I don't know if I'm explaining this properly, but anyway, I had tickets. The Fish was there 2 nights in a row. I had tickets on one side of the arena the one night, the other side of the arena the other night. So I just assumed that next night that I was in my seats. And the guy, I was literally standing in this guy's seat for the entire concert, and he never said anything to me.
Oh, wow.
Until the next day.
Right.
Because it was a 3-night show. And then,
no, you don't.
That's exactly what he did.
Yeah.
And he was like a total dick to me.
Yeah.
And like for like no reason. But I honestly I just made a mistake. I thought it was in my seats the whole time.
You're saying ghost because I know situations like this. 1, 2, 3, and then on the other side it's 3, 2, 1.
Yeah,
I got it. Yeah.
Wow. Let me go to Robin. She's got a concert story. Hey, Robin. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. How you guys doing?
Great. What's up, Robin?
Okay, so this actually didn't happen to me, but it happened to my ex-husband. So him and his buddies drinking, hanging out. They come across tickets for the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and they're like, oh, my God. And they were really good seats and a really good price. So they get them, and they're psyched. A couple of weeks before the concert, when the tickets come in, look at these really closely. And he's like, what? Look at them closely. They were for a cover band called the Red Hot Chili Pipers.
The Red Hot Chili Pipers.
That's awesome.
The Red Hot Chili Pipers. It's a bagpipe cover band.
Shut
Awesome.
up.
I swear to God.
I love that story so much.
That's the story.
I mean, how was the show? Like, it sounds like I would see
I don't know.
20 minutes of it.
If he went to the pipe. I don't know if he went to that show. I don't. And this is like the details.
Where's Flea?
This is Under the Bridge. Don't you hear it?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Red Hot Chili Pipers.
That's priceless, Robin.
That's
And
fantastic.
tell me you've never let him live that one down.
I got no. It happened. We will say it about once a year.
Very good.
So
And
how was that Piper's concert?
all right, thank you very much, Robin. We're looking at video of them. They actually look like they'd be a really fun show.
I bet you there
But
are a
not
few.
when you're ready to go see the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
How many Red Hot Chili Pipers fans inadvertently bought Chili Peppers tickets?
Oh, my God, that is so funny. All right, let me go next to Alex. Hi, Alex, you're on the air. Morning.
Hey, good morning. Long time, first time.
Welcome, sir. All right, what's this story you want to tell us?
All right, so 2017, I was leaving Philly for the first time in my life. My mom was super nervous. I was moving to the Canary Islands, which was a big jump. And sort of in the lead up to reassure her, we were purchasing tickets for my mom and dad to come visit for a week around Christmas. We had this whole plan, booked the tickets. My parents get there. They're having a great trip. The day before they're leaving, they're not getting the text that says, like, when they can check in for their flight. And finally, my dad, like, something must be wrong, calls the airline. Turns out they had booked the flight, even though, like, 6 of us reviewed these tickets for the return flight was for a year from then.
Oh, my God.
And they had no ability to stay that long.
Oh man.
I think they had to cash in all of their credit card points and probably spend another $2,000 to have a 24-hour layover in Scotland.
Whoa, in Scotland, huh?
Dude. Wow. Did they check the Red Hot Chili Pipers while they were there?
They were plagued.
Man. Oh, that's
a
just
year.
That's when it's like, what? And then they had to spend all that money.
How did we all review this?
Yes.
Do you know?
You're
that's
right.
the
Thanks, Alex.
strangest phenomenon when you know you're going into something and you're being as precise as you can, and you look and you look. And you're leading up, Preston. You're going to the second city, and you look, and you look, and you're looking, and you're checking the dates. And then, lo and behold, how did I miss that?
We were talking about last week. We were talking about our Totally Office calendar, and we were looking at an old one because it came up. A location came up in the news, and on the back of the calendar, all the credits and information. There was a lot of information on there. We would hand that through several people to proofread. And almost every year, there was some mistake that multiple people missed.
Yep.
It happens.
The Preston and Steve Show.
You're just kind of glancing over stuff.
We had at Y100 years ago, all those cups. I mean, thousands of these cups, and it had a phone number, the wrong phone number on it.
Wrong phone number.
It was like supposed to be 215, and it's like 212 or something.
We never got promotional swag. We never had a budget.
All right, we are going to go to Maureen next. Good morning, Maureen.
Good morning to see you.
Hey, what's going on?
So we were all excited, planning a really big vacation, something different besides the Jersey Shore. So I went and booked a 5-day cruise going to Bermuda, had told everybody, started looking at different plans, and I'm going next June, not this past June.
Oh, no.
So
literally had it planned out, all excited, starting to look at things, ready to actually start to book our excursions. And I bring up the tickets going, there's something off on the day. There's something off on the day. But I have a fully paid vacation for next year all set.
Well, there you go. Something to really look forward to.
So at least that's a save. Yeah, but it's still, it's like.
But how long did you have before you realized? Like, did you think you were leaving the next day?
No. So we caught it at least about 2 months in advance.
All right.
Thank God. But then we were trying to change it, but it was way too expensive to change it. So
Yeah,
I take vacation.
Yeah, they'll rake you over the coals sometimes if you try to change plans like that.
Thanks, Maureen. I appreciate it. I thought that I didn't think you could book flights like over a year in advance. I thought sometimes it was limited to that, but I guess you can.
Yeah.
Because she got way out in advance of this trip. All right, let's go to Bernadette. Hi there, Bernadette. A good morning to you.
Good morning. So last year, my boyfriend and I were going for the very first time to New Orleans. He has work where it's like duty-free sales.
Right.
So they were having a conference down there. We wake up the morning of the flight. I don't know why, and I immediately checked my phone. And I'm looking at the flight, and I was like, oh, my God, you booked New Orleans to Philly, not Philly to New Orleans. And I was, like, freaking out, and I'm like, get up right now. And he's like, what happened? Thinking, like, our flight got changed. And I was like, you need to call them right now. And I'm like, you booked this, like, 2 return flights to New Orleans. And we have no way of, like, getting there. So he ends up calling the airline, and they actually were really nice, and they were able to switch our flights to the next day. And then I was like, now call the hotel as soon as you hang up, because, like, with the conference going on, I'm like, I don't know if it'll be available or whatever. So they were able to just deduct a day from our time staying there.
Yeah, you pulled that out of the fire because that can be really problematic. I'm glad they worked with you though. But so in essence, you had just booked the return trip from a place you could not get to.
We had 2 returns from New Orleans with no way of actually coming back from there.
Oh no! All right.
So now, like, whenever we book something, I always double check, or like I book it myself, because we've gone to Japan and stuff before, and I'm like, there's no way this is happening again, dude.
Yeah, no way. Not out of the country. Forget it. All right, thanks, Bernadette. Appreciate it. We did almost have a little bit of a hiccup because Carter, unbeknownst to me, does not have his real ID.
Okay.
And he didn't bring his passport with him either.
That's a problem.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, and I have pre-checked, so we went through 2 different security lines. So I get through, and I'm waiting, and it's in a different terminal. I had to go to C, and he was going through B. And so I'm waiting, and I get a text from him. He's like, security pulled me aside. I'm like, what's going on? He's like, they're doing a background check. I'm like, a background check? He's like, yeah, I don't have my real ID. I'm like, oh, no. And we got through, and I'm like, okay, are we going to be able to get back from Chicago as well?
Right.
So we didn't really talk about it much over the weekend, and then we were sitting in the airport, and I'm like, all right, we got to come up with a plan in case you can't get through security.
Get in the stroller.
We need to we got to figure this out. And so the plan was, so we were like, all right, a train would take too long and be too expensive. So the plan was we were going to rent a car and we're going to drive back.
Road trip.
We had to. I
Was
know.
that like 13 hours?
So I sent him through security first.
Okay.
To see if he would get through, and he got through no problem. But they gave him like a special, it was a card that said, I don't have real ID, but they went ahead and let him through anyway.
I thought we're currently in a bit of a grace period.
I think we are.
Okay,
but I wasn't 100% sure. But apparently, Rochelle has been nagging him for a long time to get this done, and he's kind of dragged his feet on it. So.
Until things quiet down, I'm just using my passport. I attempted to get the real ID.
Yep.
But I'm like, you remember my story of like 5-6 hours at the DMV?
Yeah, totally.
Ain't going to happen.
All right, we can take a couple more calls and we got to take a break. I have Lauren on the line. This is a booking problems. Hey, Lauren, good morning.
Good morning, How are you guys?
Good morning to see you, Lauren. We're great. All right, what kind of stupid mistake like I made did you make?
So my daughter is in competitive cheerleading, and we do several contests and competitions down in Orlando, Florida. And we arrived on a Wednesday, and we're standing at the All-Star Sports booking desk for a good half hour, looking for my reservation, could not find it. Come to realize that I was supposed to arrive on Thursday, not Wednesday.
Oh.
And so I have my 13-year-old daughter standing behind me as I have a full-blown mental breakdown, completely in the total of middle of All-Star Sports, hysterically crying, so embarrassed, really, really, skyrocketed to Mother of the Year at that point. So now, granted, shout out to Disney. They do take care of their people, especially a crying woman in the middle of their All-Star Sports. They took me back to they got me a spot. They were able to have us stay that night. We had no other problems. However, my daughter now, she just turned 15. I am not allowed to book a thing until she goes over and is like, Mom, what day are we leaving? Mom, what day's the car? Mom, do you have this? Mom, do you have it? Like, Mother of the Year, but full-blown mental breakdown in the middle of Disney. Shout out to them.
There you go. That's all you need to do is have a complete mental collapse and everything will work out.
All right. Thanks, Lauren. Appreciate it.
I had a situation, Preston, where Claire and I are in Turks and Caicos. And we're on vacation, and it's basically I'm sprawled across a lounge.
Yeah.
She's in the pool. We have a little cabana thing that we're there, ready to take you to the airport. I'm like, oh no, we're leaving tomorrow. No. It says here, and the flight is about an hour and 15 minutes.
Oh, no.
It's Turks and Caicos, so it's small.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy hell! Like
Go.
And we made it, but I'm like,
That sucks, man. It had to end that way.
Yeah, complete island relax mode.
Oh, no.
Hustle and bustle of airport.
That's
man.
That's a bummer. Who made the
I did, I'm
did?
sure. yeah.
All right, let me go one more quick one, and we'll go to Jim, who's joining. Say, Jim, morning.
Morning, guys. How you doing?
Great. What's up, buddy?
So this started off. It's a destination wedding. A good buddy of mine sends out a save the date last October. My wife tells me, "Hey, here's the save the date." So I booked the flights. I booked the rental car, and I was waiting on the hotel. Well, it's getting closer. It was for January, January 3rd wedding. So what happens? It's getting closer. I go to my buddy hey, we don't know where the hotel's at. We didn't get a wedding invitation yet. So I call my buddy. I'm like, hey, where's the hotel? Why isn't the invitations out yet? He's like, my fiance Anna, she made the mistake. We're getting them reprinted. I'm like, oh yeah, sure. Not even married yet. You're blaming her. So what happened? We start talking. I'm like, well, when you send the invitations? He goes, well, end of January. I go, you screwing with me? Like, what do you mean? You're getting married January 3rd. He goes, look at the save the date. We're getting married in 26, not 25. I turn to my wife, and I'm like, are you kidding me? So now I had to go back. I got credit for the flights, did that. I got credit for the rental car, and it is a joke. It seems like every week we bring it up. But this is the good news. We're going this year. We're spending the week in Winter Park for skiing and wedding. It's going to be awesome.
Nice.
But last year, I'm like, I'm in the mood. I'm going skiing. I'm skiing this year too. So we ended up just going local for skiing.
Because you were in ski mode.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's funny.
All right, thanks, Jim.
To just look at the year. Just look at the year.
I know.
It seems an obvious.
Yeah.
And yet, for some reason, it will elude.
Yep.
That is the thing that is the great mystery of life is you going into it. I'm going to be very pedantic about this. I'm going to check every little thing over and over and over again. And as you said, you can have a team look at it and it will elude them. It's like, it happens.
Yeah, so it happened to me, so I figured it might be, a community thing. We've all done that at one time or another. So, all right, we're going to take a quick break and come back in a moment. Thank you for your phone calls. We appreciate that. When we return, some bizarre file stories. TJ Miller is going to be on the show a little bit later on today. He's got a gig coming up at Punchline. We'll get more of the details in a bit. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Preston and Steve on
People spit them out.
How
you
do they
know.
clean up the seats? Because I've never
Isn't
actually
it a-
stuck around to see how all that stuff is done.
A leaf blower, right?
Is it a leaf blower?
Don't they come through and like literally blow down the sections?
Yeah.
Would you guys hold on to the shells and put it in a cup or whatever?
No,
or
no, right on the floor.
I do the ground thing.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
because it's
Total
it's what
hypocrite.
everybody
Wait,
does.
so you just like when talked about this woman, she has to clean up.
Well,
Now
that's
you're
the-
tossing peanut shells at your feet.
But I
it's
wouldn't
at
do it on a
ball-
plane.
It's at a ballpark.
Yeah.
Where it's kind of
still.
Now I would put it in a
cup, Kathy.
Hang on, I wouldn't leave my empty beer cups and other
Right,
trash
stool.
But and
Peanut shells.
I'm facing my hypocrisy here. But peanut shells, they go right on the ground.
Oh my God.
Absolutely,
They're biodegradable.
They're biodegradable.
Yes, you're
It's good for the
outside.
environment. We're making compost over here.
Yeah.
I do keep it in my area. Like I will try not to do it to the row in front of me.
I'll tell you the delineation. If you're eating peanuts or popcorn in a theater, you're not going to. No, you're not going to do that.
Yep.
Because that's indoors. This is an outdoor park. I can understand the gray area there. I myself, I probably would still, put the shells in a cup or something, or on the person in front of me's head.
Yeah, so I was a busboy, I was a waiter, and I also cleaned the cafeteria at college, right? So after lunch and dinner, I would clean the cafeteria, and that one pissed me off because when you go get your food, you get it on a tray, and when you're done with your meal, you take the tray and you put it right. There were racks for you to put your trays, and nobody would ever do that. So this is not me bitching about that, but it gave me more of an appreciation. So I tend to clean up after myself. Like if I go out to eat with, whether I'm with the children or not, I will. When I'm done, kind of like
stack
and put
Put
everything
it on the
together
tray.
and
put it on the tray and bring the tray back up. That's what you do.
We try to make it as efficient for the server or busboy as we possibly can. It's just something we've always done. I mean, Rochelle was a server. I worked in a restaurant. I was in the kitchen. So
you're pre-bussing.
We kind of pre-bus the table. I don't fully do the wipe down or anything like that.
No, but you'll refinish
but I
it.
collect everything. Yeah, we'll put a little lacquer on it.
I sand it
We'll
down.
Stain.
You got to sand it down first.
Yes.
Right.
Then you got to clean up.
Yeah. Hang on. I want to go to Steph, who is a server. Hi, Stephanie. Good morning.
Morning. Sorry to bother you at work.
Nah. What's up, Steph?
So I'm a server. One, I want to agree with Casey. That girl has no idea what went on that flight. She was not there.
All right.
Casey.
Okay.
Second, I watch people all the time come in with kids. 1, 2, 3 kids. Sometimes it's just 1 and 2 parents, but the kid will outnumber them no matter what. Mess everywhere. I see them start to clean up. I'll usually stop them because they made the attempt. Just making the attempt made me happy.
Okay.
In fact, I like when they just wipe it right on the floor. It's so much easier just to sweep it up. I'm okay with that. But at least try. At least try.
So what we said earlier, and I think that's it. Just that effort alone for you, and you deal with this all the time, makes all the difference in the world.
That's right. Never
All right.
be presumptuous. Thank you.
All right. There we
Thank
go.
you.
See, from
Appreciate it,
a
Steph.
professional.
Hang on here. Pat has a comment. Hi, Pat. Good morning.
Good morning, Ed.
Hey, good morning. Yeah, what's up, Pat?
Patrick. I just wanted to say, on the other end of it, when a flight's over, I mean, they do clean the planes, right? In that situation, I see a pregnant woman, there's a mess on the floor, and I'm an employee there, I'm probably going to talk crap about them behind their back, but I'm probably just going to grab a vacuum and clean it up before I go tell a pregnant woman to get on the floor and clean it up.
So Pat, you're the passenger who's supposed to get onto the next plane, right? And your flight's at 1:30, and you got to wait for the flight attendants to clean up after all the kids that are on the plane. You can't board the plane until the flight attendants clean everything up. So what you're saying here now is all right, well, there's 150 people on the plane. Everybody can make a mess, and the flight attendant's got to clean it up.
I mean, I could probably, with a little dustbuster, clean up my popcorn in about 10 seconds.
No, so what? They come in, they're ready to go, and they can clean it up. However, just would it be too much to make an effort, Pat? I think that's what people are saying. Is that
not at all? Not at all. But I'm just saying, rather than end up on the news, just grab a dustbuster.
You got to understand, there's literally nothing else going on in the world than
Well,
this.
that's the thing.
And that's why it cut through.
It's on the news not because of the flight attendant, but because of the privileged
celebrity.
baseball player.
He's a baseball player.
Yeah.
All right. Well, interesting. All right, Pat. Thanks for your 2 cents. Let me see. I will go to. Hang on a second. Peter. Hi, Peter. Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, Peter.
First of all, as Pierre would say, this could have been avoided. To Nick's point, it's going to happen. Parents, though, can be a little bit responsible, but giving a kid a toddler popcorn is like giving them a glitter bomb. It's going to end up everywhere. And in a public location, come on, man, a little foresight.
Are you talking about on the airlines side?
Yes, sir. No, yes, I am.
Because the airline gave him the popcorn.
Yeah.
No.
So something that's more containable as a treat or to keep the kid occupied, anything other than popcorn.
Well, my understanding is they usually hand out to the kids, they'll hand out gravy boats.
Oh, okay. Well, no, and listen, any snack item you're going to give to a kid is like that. We're talking about Cheerios. We're talking about, pretzels and things like that. So it's going to make a mess, no matter what. I mean, here, we keep calling these kids it. All right. Well, thank you, Peter. I appreciate it. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. It's not trained.
It. It's angry.
That sounded horrible. Oh, my God. I will.
You spilled it all over the floor.
I have Mike. Hey, Mike. Good morning.
Hey, bitches.
Hey, what? What's up, Mike?
How you doing?
Good. What's up, buddy?
A bunch of years ago, when my son was a lot younger, we were shopping at Acme, and he accidentally knocked over a display and knocked over a bunch of stuff. So he looked at me, I looked at him, and I said, you know what you need to do right now, right? He said, clean it up. I said, that's my boy.
There you go.
So he started cleaning it up. No muss, no fuss. Next thing I know, a woman comes around the corner, sees what's going on, and chastises me because my son's cleaning up his own mess. And she started to clean it up for him.
Wait, this was a customer, a fellow customer?
Yeah, just some random person.
Was it a woman? Does a woman just butted into your thing?
What's that?
A woman just started criticizing you out of the blue? Was that who came around the corner?
I think we lost him. Yeah, it was a fellow customer.
Yeah.
Who said that? I think I'd mind your own goddamn business.
Oh, punch her right in the face.
Yeah, that's basically what I said. I was furious. I looked at her. I said, he's my son. Nobody's upset. I'm not yelling. He's simply cleaning up his mess as if he was home.
No, that's your business. You told him to do the right thing. If somebody knocks over a display, you're supposed to at least again make the effort and try to do that. Yeah. You were right. Exactly. She was wrong.
And I looked at my son. I was like, thank you for being more mature than that person was.
Yeah, no kidding.
Mike, I hope you follow her.
Thank you, Mike.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, get your nose out of this guy's business.
Listen, Preston, have you ever? I've seen adults knock stuff over and walk away. Not even kids.
Yeah.
The other day, so I'm in Acme, and if anyone in Acme has wonderful chocolate chip cookies, and then they have these smaller versions now that are perfect to have with tea. So there's one of those plastic containers, where all four parts of the corners the little dimples have to lock for it to hold. So I'm walking around, and of course I have a little bit too much in my hands, and it falls on the floor. And I'm like, so what? Yeah. This is how I did it. And you can tell me whether I'm wrong or not. I collected up everything. I put it back into the container. I took the bar code off of it and went up and checked out too, because I dropped one of their things they were attempting to sell and made it unsellable. Mm-hmm. And so that's how I did it. I've seen adults.
They didn't make you pay for it, I'm sure.
I
right?
paid for it at the self-checkout just for the hell. I felt bad that I ruined a product. I know that might be a bridge too far for some people, but cleaning it up was the thing as well.
Right.
And man, those cookies were rolling all over the place.
Mm. I broke a bottle. I was at a liquor store, and I went back into the cooler because they had beer there too, and I had a bottle of gin, and I dropped. Or no, I went outside. Actually, I went outside. I had just bought it, and I dropped it. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me! I broke this full bottle, and I brought it back in. I'm like,
look what your bottle did.
They said as long as the seal wasn't broken, that I could get a replacement.
Oh, nice.
So it was. They.
That's pretty nice.
They have that in place.
Did you pick up the pieces of glass or whatever? Or?
I couldn't. I mean, I told them that I made a mess, and of course they were gonna. I can't go picking up glass. I don't have a broom or the dustbin.
What I can do is give you a free commercial on the radio show.
Hang on a second. Hold on now. Chris is a flight attendant. Hi.
All right.
Hi, Chris. Good morning.
Hi, how are you?
Good. What's up, Chris?
So I'm a flight attendant, and kids come on all the time and make a mess. So do adults.
But I would never have them clean up the mess. I mean, we talk about them afterwards and say what slobs they are and love to see what their house looks like. But we never get them on their knees or even ask them to clean it up. We just talk about them afterwards.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so
do you think this flight attendant was out of line to say? And I don't know how they said it. I don't know if they said, "Oh, ma'am, could you please? Your kid made it made a terrible mess here. Can you clean it up?"
Goodness, I would never ever going to adjust it. I just talk about it and afterwards.
Well, let me ask you, Chris, what is the one thing that passengers can do that are guaranteed to make the flight attendants talk about you? What do flight attendants hate the most?
Oh gosh, taking their shoes off, constantly getting up and down or leaving the overheads open.
Okay.
And leaving a mess. I actually had an adult that went and he came on and he ripped up, he was mad, and he ripped up the entire safety demo card. And I saw him doing something, and I thought he might have been doing that. And I thought, I'll just clean up his mess later. And he was just angry about his seat and everything. And as he was deplaning, he threw it all up as confetti, and it went everywhere.
Oh, my God.
What an idiot. Hey.
So it's not just kids.
And he did this just because he wanted to, or he thinks that the safety features are a joke, or we have no idea?
He's annoyed about his seating.
Okay. He's annoyed about his seating. Okay.
So you tear up the safety card.
But wait a minute, the shoes thing? Come on, man. I have like little slip-on shoes. In fact, I just took them off. I just took them off right now.
I don't care what people think.
The planes are cleaned, they're not really cleaned well. And, when you get to a city and you have a quick turn, you're lucky that we get all the trash out of the seat pockets before we have to board everybody.
Right.
Also, they're adults. They can keep their shoes on, Chris.
Oh, no. No, they're not.
No, I mean, honestly, you, Kathy, Chris, whoever, you guys can think and say whatever the freak you want. I don't care.
As long
My
as your
shoes are coming off.
long as your feet don't smell.
Yeah.
So what?
Do you know, though? Are you nose blind?
I am not nose blind.
No, I'm taking my shoes off. I don't give a crap.
Mine are off right now.
Well, Chris is a professional, says to keep your stinky feet in your shoes.
I'm with you, Chris.
Tough crap. I'm
I don't
taking
have
them
stinky
off.
feet.
Yeah.
All right.
Come down with ice on, spray your feet.
Yes, spray your feet with Axe body spray.
You don't even use soap
That
to
would
wash
be worse.
You don't even use soap to wash your feet. Don't say they're clean.
There is soap that travels all down my body that eventually ends up on my feet. My feet are squeaky.
Chris, Preston does it. Kathy says Preston doesn't wash his feet.
He doesn't.
Can you imagine that?
He lets the soap run down his legs.
It just runs down his
She knows.
legs.
She knows.
Exactly. I think though they also give you the little slippers so you can put them on, right?
No, I don't want slippers on. I want my
Gives you
socks.
slippers.
Well, you're just in your socks. You're not your bare feet. Then you're fine.
Exactly. Yes. I don't take my socks off. I'm not an animal.
Casey
Come on,
probably
man.
does.
Casey, do you take your socks off?
No, and I resent you for saying that, Kathy.
Thank you. All right. Thank you, Chris.
They should give you slippers, though, right? Like as long as we're tossing stuff out there.
Excuse me. It just took its socks off.
I don't know. Slippers?
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Do
you guys ever wear them?
I did once. I hated them.
What, on the plane or at home?
No. At home, around the house.
This slipper season. Hell yeah.
Right now?
All
No,
year,
we're coming out of.
Yeah, we're coming out
We're
of
almost
slipper
done.
season.
Yeah,
No.
We're in flip-flop season now.
I never wear.
Casey, I can't believe he just asked who wears slippers.
I wear
Casey-
slippers.
Casey and I wear the same UGG slippers. If you don't wear slippers, you have to get these and you'll wear slippers.
Okay. I do like slippers.
Yeah.
I will wear
I'll try them out.
sneakers or whatever my footwear was, unless it's like formal stuff.
Yeah.
I'll switch.
We have a mark.
All right, thank you very much, Marisa. Going to do a couple shout outs. And we have something from you. Is that after the bizarre file?
No,
or?
me before. It's just real quick.
Okay, well, you want to do that now?
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know what you're doing. What is it?
Okay. So I didn't want to lug you guys. Here's the deal. I was digging through some archives of the Preston and Steve Show, and our listeners used to send us the greatest art. It started a couple weeks ago. I was helping Casey with something, and I found all these Casey Facey photos.
Right.
And then there's all of this art that hangs on our wall. I look over my shoulder. There's some lost art. We have the guy that did the Garbage Pail Kid. So many great things.
Yeah.
I want more of that again. I feel like we have just been in a deficit. And if anything, I meet so many people who are like, I'm a graphic designer. I do art. I do all these things. I want to see more of your art for the Preston and Steve Show.
Well, our T-shirt for the blood drive was one of those pieces of artwork.
Exactly. And that was somebody who just created a T-shirt, came up, we started talking to her, and she's like, oh, yeah, I just did this for the heck of it. And we were like, send it to us. We want to do something with it. So if anybody out there goes to the Preston and Steve Show YouTube page, our YouTube channel is powered by our friends at Neumann University. If you go and click the live tab, you will see all of his artwork. A lot of it was created by Nick Murphy years ago. A few of them have been created by our interns over the past couple years. We've run out. I've been recycling the artwork for the past couple of months, and I need some new art. So I am challenging all of the Preston and Steve Show listeners out there. Create art and send it to us, and we will feature it on our YouTube channel, and we'll feature it on the website, and then we can just highlight you. And then if you are an artist, please send us your handle and all that. We'll include all of that in there, and let's just have some fun with this.
I love it. I can mention it on the air, too. I mean, if we have a new feature that you want me to throw out there, I can certainly do that.
We used to solicit for sharks and crabs and all that stuff. Sometimes, things get in the way, but anything you want to send us, absolutely.
So the specs are 16 by 9, just a normal YouTube thumbnail. And don't worry about the date or anything like that. Just do something fun with the Preston and Steve Show image, our name, our likenesses, whatever you want to do. And just send it to Marisa at WMR.com.
And as our staff is thinned out a little bit, we don't have as many art savvy people
You're
in our
referencing
employ.
the tumbleweeds that blow through the building here.
True. So we would love to have you highlighted as well. So please reach out. That'd be great. Thank you, Marisa.
Thank you guys. And send those over.
Before we get to the bizarre file, two quick shout outs. This one says, good morning at Presbo and gang. Hope you guys are having a good summer so far. I was hoping that I could get a shout out from my mom. Her birthday would have been August 5th. Unfortunately, passed away from colon cancer 3 years ago. She would have been 59. She goes on to say she was my ride or die, and I was a mama's girl through and through. And it was because of her that I started listening to you guys in elementary school. Your podcast would be on whenever we would be in the car, when she was cooking, cleaning, or just hanging out. You guys shaped my sense of humor, and frankly, most of my personality. I miss her terribly, but I know she's smiling down on me and you guys. If you could give my mom a shout out, that would reach the heavens. I would be so grateful. I love you, Mom, to the moon, stars, and back. Thanks again. And I hope Casey Boy has found his graham cracker squirrels. That is from Lily Moss Yerg of Mullica Hill, New Jersey. So here's a shout out. And thank you for sharing that story. And here's another good one. It says, hey, Presbo, I'd like to give a shout out to my sister, Alexa, for her birthday. Alexa lives in Australia with her husband and 2 daughters. Every morning she wakes up and shakes the huntsman spiders out of her bed so that she can go outside and play her didgeridoo. Then she goes for a run on the beach where she hurdles saltwater crocs and dodges the blue ring octopi in the tide pools. After exercise, she has a big Vegemite sandwich for lunch and will shadowbox a kangaroo in the backyard before throwing some shrimp on the barbie for dinner. Before bed, she'll snuggle a koala and flush her backwards toilet before going to sleep. Her birthday is August 2nd, but she podcasts, and with the time zones, who knows what day or time it is there anyway. And she went from having a nice hot summer birthday to having one in the dead of winter. By the way, I saw it snowing in parts of Australia right now. Happy birthday, Alexa, they says. Love and miss you. They says is what I said. She says, they love and miss you, your best and favorite sister. So that is from Katie Miller. So there's a shout out and happy birthday to you.
Was just watching a baking show that was set in Australia, and the chefs were making meringue, and when they made it, the crowd just cheered and they went crazy, which I thought was crazy because I always thought Australians boomerang.
Oh, boo. Meringue. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing that, Casey. It is time now for the Bizarre File.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
I actually liked it. All right, the Preston and Steve Show YouTube live stream powered by Neumann University. The next preview day is August 8th, and you can learn about Neumann's academic program offerings, campus life, and professional internships Register at Neumann.edu. An 88-year-old Russian man who gained local fame for building his own aircraft has died after attempting to take off in a homemade helicopter.
Trust me, this will work.
The man attempted the flight in the self-built aircraft on Thursday. However, the helicopter self-destructed during takeoff.
So long, suckers!
It failed to lift off, and instead, during the engine startup, while still on the ground, and as the engine power was building, the main rotor blades detached.
Oh, you got to keep those things on if you want to get up in the air.
This caused injuries to the pilot. The man was taken to the hospital, and he died hours later. The vehicle was unregistered, and the circumstances of the incident are being investigated.
What did I do wrong?
The name of the dead man is Vladimir Trepenznikov, and he was a self-taught inventor who dreamed as a child of becoming a pilot. While he ended up becoming a driver for a logging company, he gained local fame for building flying machines. Successfully flying a homemade airplane led him to be featured in a short film in 1985. He made a total of 5 aircraft, dying after attempting to launch his latest creation. Man,
it's sad.
Yeah. All right, a zoo in Denmark is asking people to donate their small pets to feed the predators that live there.
That's a great campaign for a zoo.
Aalborg Zoo says
Do you have an annoying cat?
It wants to copy the natural food chain to help with animal welfare and professional integrity.
What about a kid that's underperforming in school?
The zoo promises that donated pets like guinea pigs, rabbits, and chickens will be gently euthanized by trained staff before being used as food.
Grandma, you're old.
The zoo posted on Facebook saying people with healthy animals they need to give away can donate them instead of finding new homes.
That's gruesome.
They explained that this way, nothing goes to waste.
Yeah.
And it helps make sure their predators get natural behavior, nutrition, and well-being. The post includes a picture of a wildcat with its mouth open, showing its teeth.
Your dog here.
The zoo also said they're interested in getting horses donated. They didn't list any other types of pets or animals they would accept as donations. And as one would expect, the reaction is a bit mixed, to say the least.
And if you have any birds you wouldn't mind getting blown up, bring those too.
A long-distance bus to Brazil ended in tragedy after a young woman fell ill and later died, leaving police to uncover a shocking discovery. The bus stopped at a restaurant, and witnesses said she began to struggle with breathing, prompting the bus crew to call for emergency medical help. Paramedics said the woman was awake but experiencing respiratory distress. While receiving on-site treatment, she reportedly suffered an apparent seizure. For 45 minutes, paramedics attempted to revive her, but she was pronounced dead at the scene. When police inspected the woman's body, they discovered 26 iPhones carefully glued to her torso and legs, suggesting a potential smuggling operation.
Or she just likes to be in touch.
In addition to phones, multiple bottles of alcohol were also seized, and authorities noted that no illegal drugs were found.
Could those have led to her seizure?
Don't know. Police confirmed in a statement, they said they're investigating the case and they're awaiting the conclusion of forensics reports to clarify the cause of death. Have no idea if that's why she died or whatever, but she had these phones all glued to her body.
I'd like to know what is a safe number of phones to glue to your body.
Yeah, we should have the standards on that. A woman has been charged with child neglect in New Zealand after a 2-year-old girl was found inside a suitcase in a bus's luggage compartment on Sunday. The bus driver made the discovery during a scheduled stop in Kawaka, a Northland regional town. The inspector, Simon Harrison, said in a statement that the suspect had asked to access the compartment during the stop. He said the driver became concerned when he noticed the bag was moving.
Yeah, that would raise my attention.
When the driver opened the suitcase, he discovered the 2-year-old girl inside.
Daddy.
The toddler was taken to a hospital for an extensive medical assessment and was reported to be very hot, but otherwise appeared physically unharmed.
That's horrific.
Yeah, the suspect, a 27-year-old woman whose name was not released, was arrested and charged with ill treatment and neglect of a child. Further charges have not been ruled out as of yet. It's not clear why the toddler was in the suitcase. The bus line says online that children up to 2 years old travel for free if they do so on a guardian's lap. Children 3 and older may travel with guardians, but that requires a child ticket, usually sold at a deeply discounted rate. So they have no idea why this ended up happening. Yeah. All right, here's a story out of Soda Springs, Utah. A 3-hour search for what initially appeared to be a body in the Blackfoot River ended up being a life-size silicone female companion doll.
A real doll.
It all started Thursday morning around 9:30 a.m., according to Sheriff Andy Mabey. Someone had reported seeing a body in the river about 16 miles northeast of Soda Springs. Deputies flew drones along a stretch of the river during the search, and a team went in the water around 12:30 p.m. once the alleged body was found.
Take this down to the crime lab. I'm going to go get a six-pack.
Mabey said, when my team went in and pulled it out of the water, that's when they realized it was just a life-size companion doll. Mabey says the doll had been in the water for quite a while by the time they found it. It's unclear who it belonged to or how it got there. The search crew took pictures of the doll.
Is it possible that whoever had it was so depraved that the doll attempted to escape?
Maybe. Maybe doesn't think that they'll ever find out who put the doll in the river, but if they do, the individual will be charged with littering. Despite
It seems sort of a vague contortion of the law.
Despite investing time and resources into something that ended up not being an actual emergency, Mabey says he'd rather go all out and make sure that we did everything properly at a scene than to rush in and do something and find out we should have done something more.
So are they fairly buoyant, do you think?
Well, I don't know if it was an actual real doll or not, or just an inflatable doll.
Oh,
I'm not
okay.
sure, Steve. But it was, he said it had been in there for a while. And if it was one of those, if it wasn't buoyant, maybe it got caught up in some brush and see an arm sticking up out of the water or something along those lines. But nonetheless, they found it. All right, there you go. That's your B file. Don't forget, today is Tattoosday. If you're interested in getting a Preston and Steve Show themed tattoo from Floating World Tattoo and Piercing on South Street, you have to go to WMMR.com, the contest page right there, and you can get signed up for that. We give it away at the end of the show. If you want to check out their artwork samples, go to floatingworldtattoos.com or check them out on Instagram. We'll be back in just a moment. Stay with us.
Preston and Steve.
No. If a deer is going to come jumping through that window,
Right, you
you got to be able.
But that's why you keep your slippers by the door.
You got to wear sneakers by the door.
I can go outside with slippers.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
totally.
these
In an
are like
emergency.
rugged outdoor indoor slippers.
They're tactical slippers.
Yeah. These are, and those are, I would say, more of the colder weather slippers.
Sure.
I have warm weather
Yeah.
slippers as well.
So do cold weather slippers, that coincides with sweatshirt season, right?
I think so.
They're the same, like hoodie season?
Yellowstone
are
pajama
cold.
pants season. Yes.
We're working our way into foot
Hold-
bath season, by
Real
the way.
quick, I just want to ask Casey one question because I think here's where we're going to separate. Do you wear those? Do you actually wear those slippers outside?
I do.
Okay, yeah.
Not like-
now we're on different pages.
Well, like to take the trash out or something like that.
Take the
If it's
trash
chilly,
out,
you got to run
or-
outside real quick, go get the mail, you know.
Stomp down the mulch.
Or
Yes.
if I'm like I got to go pick somebody up from class, not class, but like practice or something like that.
she
if I'm
just
gonna be
got
in the car.
side-eyed by Kathy on
I'm like
that.
wearing
driving.
pajama pants to Wawa.
Yeah, but that's what the
Oh,
kids are
dude,
doing.
I want to have I want to get a group of people to go to Wawa in pajama pants because it's very freeing.
Talk
I
is
love
cheap.
it.
Let's
Yeah.
do it.
Let's do
Let's
it.
rent a bus of people. We'll get rent a bus. We'll get everyone in their pajama.
Yep.
And socks, no shoes.
I would love to do that. All right, hang on. I want to go to Todd, who worked in a store that kids would frequently mess up. Hey, Todd, good morning.
Good morning. How's everybody doing today?
Good, buddy. What's going on?
So I actually have an interesting story. One of our beloved Philadelphia Flyers, I'm just going to keep his name private.
Okay.
He came in with his wife and his two little crotch goblins, and the kids were running all over the place. They were throwing pillows all over the floor. They had like cookies or.
This is a mattress store that you work at, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So, and look, it's expected. You know, I've had it a million times where people come in and they throw pillows around.
Right.
It happens. You know, I get it. But the idea is, like, at the bare minimum, tell your kids, pick the stuff up.
Yeah.
Or make an attempt to just, before you leave,
Yeah.
follow them around and pick stuff up.
Sure.
That's all you ask.
When they left, the you know, like I said, our beloved Philadelphia Flyer, and his wife did nothing to pick anything up. They walked out. Now, they bought a lot. I was happy with them because they bought a lot. I got a good commission from it. But
Were they
still,
French
like,
Canadian by chance?
they were not.
Okay.
That narrows it down.
All right. Well, yeah. So you left. They left, and you had a bad taste in your mouth because it was just disrespectful.
Exactly.
All right. Yeah, I think
It's a courtesy.
you're obliged,
I
even
agree.
if you're a Philadelphia
Thanks, Tom.
Flyer.
Yeah.
Your kids, if your kids go in and do something, you need to correct what they've done. If it's knocking down a display, if it's sullying the reputation of the NHL, it's what you do.
Let me see here. It's Eric that we're going to go to next. Hey, Eric. Morning.
Hey, good morning, it.
Hey, good morning, it buddy. What's happening?
Hey, congrats to Marisa for getting married.
Pass along your love.
So I used to work in customer service, retail. I work in construction now. Shout out to Glazers 252. But I was raging to Nick through the text earlier. This Anthony Bass guy. What gets me the most is the entitlement, like the basic human decency of just pick up after yourself. Teach your child to pick up after yourself. It's your job as a parent. And Nick, you can check the stats on me. He can't even do his own job as a closer in baseball. He can't do his job as a parent. He blew up online. This dude's failing. He's a trifecta of failure.
All right. So if he were an effective closer, he'd get a pass.
And now he's going to, hopefully, if anybody working at United is listening, I hope this person doesn't get fired because of this dude's fucking.
He's fired up, Eric.
Bargain.
Oh my God, I'm so
No,
sorry.
no problem. So, Eric, let me ask you: if the flight attendant was rude, would that change your perspective of this?
Okay, so I understand there's probably, three sides to the story. What the flight attendant says, what Anthony Bass says, and then what actually happened. I'm sure what really happened is somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
But how he came across in posting, like what he did on Twitter, it just ruined anything that could have gone in his favor. And to top it all off, if you go back and check his Twitter, he posted a picture of his kid holding a bag of popcorn, like, oh, look at my cute little kid, like as a deflection. Like, come on, dude.
Well, no, I agree about the nature, the tone of his original post seemed a little pompous.
Yeah. And by the way, you're right, Eric. His ERA is like 7.36 or something like that. So
it's terrible. And the fact that he doubled down on it, saying, "Oh, I got," they're going to take care of it internally. United, whoever's listening, please don't let somebody lose their job because this guy can't teach his kids how to clean up after themselves.
Okay.
No, I agree.
Thank you,
At least a
Eric.
4-year-old, right? A 2-year-old.
5-year-old can clean up after.
5-year-old can clean up after
yeah,
themselves.
right, yeah.
Yep, most definitely. All right, I want to go to one more call. We're going to take a break here in a moment, but Don wants to comment. Hi, Don. Good morning.
Morning, guys. What's the word?
Yo.
Nope.
Not going to
Too late.
All right, so you are you're a rideshare driver.
Yeah, I'm an engineer, but in my off time I do ride share, and people get in and they treat these cars like their personal trash pit with their kids.
I'm sure.
They get in, they want to eat food, they want to have chips, and when something happens, they don't say anything, or they're just like, they'll get out of the car. Even the adults do the same thing, and it's just they don't teach themselves. They're not parents to their kids. They think it's somebody else's problem to clean up.
Yeah, and it's the wrong way. I remember years ago, Preston. You remember the Good Charlotte we had on years ago, and one of the guys, Benji or Joel, or maybe it was their mother who had worked in a hotel and would clean rooms, and
There were some girls who went up and hung out with them in their hotel room, and they were the girls were getting a little bit rowdy, and they were making a mess, and one of the guys, Benji or Joel, goes, "Hey, somebody works here, and they have to clean that stuff up,
right?"
And I think they said, "Yeah, our mom was worked as a hotel maid or staff or whatever." And they were like, "Don't do that."
Gives you a different perspective.
Yeah, I was like, I thought it was pretty cool. Of them too.
That's why we eventually married those guys.
Be observant of that. No, they got married to Lionel Richie's daughter. Wait,
Nicole Richie and Cameron Diaz. So I always consider us them.
I know. Me too.
Yeah.
All right, I lied. I have time for one more call.
All right.
I want to go to Kendra. Hi, Kendra. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Kendra, are you weighing in on this whole mess thing, or what are you calling about?
I just won $1,000.
It's our concert cash winner, Kendra. And Kendra, you also get tickets to the Barbecue as well. How's about that?
That is so great.
Yeah, congratulations.
$1,000 going to buy a lot of popcorn.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. And my birthday's Friday, so I can buy myself a nice present.
Oh, that's awesome.
birthday.
Huge. We are so happy. Where are you from, Kendra?
I'm from Cherry Hill, New Jersey.
All right. Thank you, Jersey girl. We appreciate you listening and especially calling in and winning. And we will see you at the Barbecue, and we'll give you $1,000 for listening to MMR. All right, Kendra?
All right. Thank you so much, guys.
Happy birthday.
Let's hear it for Kendra. All right. Next chance coming up about 1 hour from now exactly, because it is 9 o'clock. So hang in there. All right, Casey wants me. We're going to, do it when we return.
Yes, sir.
We have a concert announcement when we return. So we'll take a quick break. I know it's a lot to take in. We'll come back in just a moment, and we'll get to all that. Stay with us. And Sarah Silverman is going to be joining us as well. Stay put.
Preston and Steve.
Preston and Steve.
On 93.3 WMMR.
Thank you very much, Kathy. As we have stated a couple times, today is April 20th, which is 420. And that is, of course, the international celebration. I assume it's international. I know it's definitely national. Of marijuana and all things pot.
As you're saying all this, I realize, what is the derivation of 420?
I'm glad you asked that, sir. Because I've got the history of it.
Right.
And I know we've mentioned it before, but it's easy to kind of forget because it's this weird little thing that happened. The most credible story traces to Marin County, California in 1971.
That's it.
There were 5 students at San Rafael High School, and they would meet at 4:20 in the afternoon by the campus statue of Louis Pasteur.
Right.
And they would get high. And they chose that specific time because extracurricular activities had usually ended by then. And the group of guys, Steve Capper, Dave Reddix, Jeffrey Knoll, and Larry Schwartz, and also Mark Gravich, became known as the Waldos because they met at a wall. There was a wall there, and they called them Waldos.
As simple as that.
So they would say 420 to each other just as a code.
Yeah.
So, if they were in the hallways at school, they'd say, 420, and it was just for them to know. Now, the interesting thing is how it got out into
national.
Yeah. And to become part of pop culture. So,
and I want to find out if it has extended to other countries as well.
That is a good question. Yeah. I'll bet you it has. So Reddix, one of the guys, told Time Magazine in 2017, he said, "We got tired of the Friday night football scene with all the jocks. We were the guys sitting under the stand smoking a doobie, wondering what we're doing there." And it continued long after 4:20 p.m. Thank you so much, Marissa. There was an article in the Inquirer. Steve sent this to me this morning, which I found kind of interesting. And it is it was created by, not the article, but what the article is about, by Drexel University psychology professor, a guy named Eric Zilmer. And he asked the 243 students in his spring semester psychology 101 class, what is the happiest place for them in Philadelphia. He is the director, by the way, of Drexel's Happiness Lab, where he studies the meaning and science behind joy.
Oh, that's a good job to have.
And apparently 20-somethings are the unhappiest age cohort in the United States, according to the United Nations World Happiness Index, where they are apparently 20-somethings are bogged down by a loneliness epidemic, financial uncertainty, a thankless job market, and the evergreen awfulness of growing up. It's just where they are.
Yeah.
So he asked them, where do you feel happy?
Where do they go to get happy?
And so they apparently have not ranked, but come up with a map of the 28 happiest places in Philadelphia, according to his students. So take that, for what it's worth.
And perusing it, I was like, yeah, there's some pretty happy places there. Yeah,
there are some good places. So I want to put it to you guys and those that are listening, if there is a place other than your own home or,
right,
that you find is just I'm happy. I like it here.
Yeah.
I'm happy to be here and spend time here in this moment. And it doesn't have to be necessarily in the city limits, but, in our general area. This is specifically Philadelphia.
Right.
And I'll go through the list of some of these in a moment.
First one comes to mind for me is the ballpark. I rarely have a bad time there, even if it's a terrible game and the Phillies lose 17-0 or whatever. And I went to a game earlier this season that was awful. I had a blast.
You get
love
exhilarated. You feel happy going.
I love baseball games. I obviously love it a little bit more when they win. They're a fun team to watch. But like just being in that ballpark, being in that environment, that's a happy place for me.
So Zilmer asked each of his students to nominate the single place that makes him feel happiest, whittling down the list to a mere 28 locations to account for duplicates, access to transit, and cost of entry. The final map is both a greatest hits of Philadelphia's public parks and cultural institutions, and a rundown of hidden ponds, pocket parks, and whimsical dessert cafes. So hot spots like the Philadelphia Museum of Art, the Sierra Green, the Shofuso Japanese Cultural Center.
Not familiar.
And Rittenhouse Square were immediate frontrunners.
I do like Rittenhouse.
Yeah, me
It's beautiful.
It is nice.
It's a really good spot.
Gives you a little bit of zen in the city.
I'm usually going somewhere else when I go by there.
You don't go directly to it.
I take a walk through and that's it. But to be honest,
if I'm selling meth,
it'd be a good place to go and just sit down and hang out for an hour. Just take it in.
I like people watching.
Yeah.
I like people stalking. I like finding out where they live and then parking across the street.
And just stay there.
Yeah,
You know,
just stay
like,
there.
yeah.
No, but the Rittenhouse is a perfect place to do that.
Actually, Kelly Drive is, and it's right there.
Yeah.
I don't get there as much as I should.
I know.
So just coming from this trip in Chicago, we took a bike tour and went through all these neighborhoods and stuff, and there was surprisingly a lot of green space.
Yeah.
And parks that I'm just like, man, I just want to stop and hang out here for a while. And so we've got a few of those in Philadelphia. There were a lot in Chicago. So
for me, it'd be the Wissahickon Trail, which I'm on fairly frequently, and I love the, especially going in at the old Bells Mill Road. There's a couple areas you can access the park going along the trail, whether you're on the more rocky side or the gravel road. They're wonderful, and we have a wonderful park system. Just stopping by a creek and just breathing it all in, you feel really good.
I wish they touched up Fairmount Park by the Man a little bit more.
A little bit more?
Yeah. Where the Please Touch Museum is and all that, there's just a ton of green space that I know is
it's just kind of plain, right?
It's tended to, but it really should be not tended to, but manicured, I feel like.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Marissa?
You guys are all describing right around the Shofuso Japanese Culture Center.
Oh, okay.
So it's actually tucked away right there. If you are going down City Avenue, Belmont, and going on to 76, like right at Montgomery Drive, it's tucked right there. It is a beautiful space, beautiful ponds, and especially during Cherry Blossom Festival, all the trees right there are lit up and blooming, and it's very beautiful.
Do they do anything, Marissa, for Raw, for any of the wrestling events?
Well, if you're talking about the Delicious City Hoagie Throwdown coming in September, we are having a wrestling event.
Are you having it there?
That's going to be on a green space
all right.
at Other Half Brewing right in front of the Fillmore.
We're looking at the video of this. This looks amazing.
You might not have even known it was right there.
I had no idea it existed, and I had no idea where it was. Huh.
I have a little happy space that is on this list. You guys might not know it either. It's called John F. Collins Park, and it is just a little green space that is right on Chestnut Street between maybe 18th and 19th right there. And it is just like this little tucked away. There's a pond right in there. It's just like a water feature, I should say. And there's tables in there, and it closes at like 6 o'clock. But it's where Matt and I went on our first date. Yeah, it wasn't even a date. We were just like grabbed coffee and like we went and sat in there and took our feet off. And
you want to
put
go
our
for
feet.
coffee or something? You took your feet off?
I'm sorry, we took our shoes off.
Oh, okay. Why did you do that?
Why?
No, I was not familiar with that.
Yeah.
I love little spots like that, man.
You would walk by it and you might like tuck your head in there, and you can rent it out for private events, or they're just open during the day.
I love that.
Okay.
And you know, people may scoff and poo-poo at these notions, but you go, you sit, and it'll get you. You'll relax. That's what it's supposed to do. It'll make you, it'll make you, Preston?
What?
Happy.
So also there's a place that is the unofficial cat park. at 526 North Natrona Street in Mantua. And neighborhood strays have long gathered to sunbathe among potted plants and rusted lawn chairs. And a neighbor maintains the space and feeds the cats. So they all just hang out there.
It's like that famous area in Rome where they have all these cats that are, tended to by people.
Really?
And you want almost like, the same thing with the Hemingway house, in the
Keys?
Yeah, the polydactyl cats.
On Penn's campus, there's the public James G. Maskey Memorial Park, and that made it on the list as well.
Do you know, I like the Frank Rizzo alleyway that he takes you out behind.
Oh, yeah. The three of you, two of you, three of you, or three of us?
1, 2,
four of us? Yeah.
3.
Yeah.
Just the 3 of us, 4 of us, me and you.
Right back down that alley.
Let's go get happy.
Yeah, on the other side of that
Let's
fence.
go get happy.
Yeah. This is a little happy
I
place.
will go back to that wall with the 3 of you.
Yeah. I'm going to happy my foot up your ass.
I want to fight you.
Oh, man. There needs to be more Rizzo alleyways.
I know, yeah.
So according to the students, these are the 28 locations.
All right.
That are considered the happiest places for them in the greater Philadelphia region. So Athenaeum of Philadelphia.
What? The what?
Athenaeum. It's spelled Athenaeum of Philadelphia.
Man,
I'm not familiar.
I never heard of that.
Okay.
I didn't know about the Japanese center either.
The cat park I mentioned, the Sierra Green.
Is that near the Sierra Center, I assume?
I think it's on top of it. It's like a rooftop. Yeah, so you can go in the Sierra Center. There's a few different places, and there's like a rooftop bar and restaurant, and it's got a green space that you can look over the river, the 30th Street Station.
Cool.
Drexel Park, Franklin Square.
Yeah.
The James G. Caskey Memorial Park. I think I mentioned that one a minute ago. John F. Collins Park. Johnny Brenda's.
Johnny
is on the
Brenda's.
list. Yeah. The Kimmel Center.
I do love being in just that building. I don't even have to be in the main room. Like I just even the
HVAC system.
The atrium is beautiful.
But that whatever that room is, the one that's the dark wood where the orchestra plays,
Horizon Hall.
Yeah.
that place makes me happy.
Yeah. But I'm with you, Casey. I can just wander into the Kimmel Center, and it's a gem. I mean, it's an incredibly architecturally beautiful place.
You know what? I feel the same way about 30th Street Station. Sometimes I don't like being in the various alcoves and stuff like that. But it's just a splendid hallway.
It is great to go in. One time I went in and witnessed a murder, and boy, it was tough because I had to return to my Amish community.
Yeah,
and I had to be protected.
Witnessed that?
Yeah, I witnessed that. It is a wonderful place, and you have to fight the urge to keep saying, "Where are you going?"
But also,
where are you going?
Nick, your wedding, it was at Franklin Institute, right?
First wedding.
Yeah. That's a great room. I love being in that room as well.
You can have a wedding there still. It's a really good place to have it. Franklin Institute's also another gem. The thing about the 30th Street Station right now, Casey, is that there's a lot of work being done in it.
Yeah, a lot of construction.
And so not that it ruins it, but it's I'm looking forward to that being finished.
Also on this list, the Lancaster Walk. I'm not familiar with that. Logan Circle. That's a cool spot.
Do you know what?
None of it makes me happy, but it's nice to see.
It's not in the city, but we talk about the feeling we get every time we get into Hershey. When you're going into Hershey proper, and you're going through the farms and then the fields as you're getting into the town. That makes you happy.
Yep. Mason.
God damn it.
Leave me alone. I'm trying to be happy here. Mason Suite. Anybody know that?
Nope.
Maison.
Sounds like a private detective.
Maison.
Yeah.
It's the French word for house. Maison.
Maison. I'm sorry. Maison Suite.
Maison Suite.
Then you have Mango.
I'm not familiar.
Marissa?
I think a lot of these are dessert shops.
Okay.
And if these are college students that are being tested or asked, I will always remember, Casey, when you were telling us about your kids and like where they hung out.
Mm-hmm.
Like they hang out at like cookie shops
Yeah.
and like coffee places and Chipotle's and things like that.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Mango.
Yeah, Mango dessert is what it's officially called.
I will, like Nick started to touch on, especially this time of year, like coming up in September, October, being in South Philadelphia between a Phillies game, an Eagles game, a Flyers game,
Yeah.
Sixers start. Like there's just an energy down in South Philadelphia that's
It is
pretty
really
amazing
cool.
and it's happiness.
The Navy Yard, walking around that area is actually nice as well. I mean, all of that.
Penn's Landing is on the list as well. The Philadelphia Film Society Center. These are the happiest places, according to the students in this class in Philadelphia. The Museum of Art, Philadelphia Museum of Art. The zoo.
I haven't been to the zoo in a little while.
Yeah.
They're having an adult
That's where they
night.
have the animals, right?
Yeah.
That's where the animals are. They're having an adult night, Marissa?
Yeah, I think there's like a Saturday coming up.
Strippers.
Then you have Rittenhouse Square, which we mentioned earlier. I think that's a happy spot for sure. Schuylkill River Trail.
I love that.
Great.
But, even just outside of the city, I actually prefer it kind of like where it starts at Mequon.
Yeah.
But, like riding my bike on it. Just through Manayunk, the trail kind of ends and you're on the you're on the street
road.
at that point. But
I was at First Fridays on Friday night, this past Friday.
Friday.
It was on Friday.
Friday.
Yeah, to start this sentence, it was on Friday. But Casey, there were people that rode their bikes from the city on the Schuylkill River Trail all the way out to Phoenixville because you can. Because it's Preston, you were talking about how flat Chicago is to ride around. It's the Schuylkill River Trail is not that intimidating, and it's beautiful. And yeah, they took it all the way from the city out to Phoenixville. on Friday.
I've not done Schuylkill River Trail. We used to do the Perk Ailman Trail.
They connect.
Yep.
Yeah, and they do connect. You're right. And I love those. It's great. A lot of tree canopied sections.
That's important. Yeah,
which
I
is
love
just
that.
comfortable no matter what the weather is.
Because
So
I'm a vitiligo. I'll tell you this, Phoenixville itself makes me happy.
Yeah.
yeah,
Walking around.
yeah. Then you have the Tea Swirl Crepe, another dessert place.
It's like the, what is it, the graham cracker squirrel?
Yep.
Yeah.
Then you have the Temple University Outdoor Track is apparently a happy place for a lot of these kids.
Okay.
The Happiness Lab at Drexel University, which is where this class was taking place.
Of course, it was going to get a spot.
The Mutter Museum is apparently a happy place. Okay.
All right.
I think it's unique and interesting.
yeah.
I don't know if I'd call it
Look at that
happy.
fossilized baby.
The Treehouse in the Sky. Are we familiar with that? No? The Treehouse in the Sky, Philadelphia. Do me a favor, Nick. Look that up
That must be where the Philadelphia Na'vi live.
because I am curious as to what that is all about.
Oh, it's right by the art museum. It's on the backside of the art museum, in between the art museum and Kelly Drive and Boathouse Row.
Okay.
Do you recognize this at all, Preston?
No.
Yeah. So if you go behind the art museum, closer to the river, it's this really neat, unique structure. There's like a gazebo right around the corner from that. Yeah, it's been there forever. It's a cool spot.
Yes.
It looks
is-
pretty cool.
It's
Yeah.
loverly.
Oh.
Especially if you happen to see a German Shepherd wearing ski goggles.
Yeah, they're in the photo that we're looking at. That's exactly what we're seeing. Have you guys ever walked out to that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
It's really nice.
And it's over the water
Yes.
when you get to the.
Yeah, you're right
The
on
end
the
of
river
it?
there. So it's kind of hidden because it's on the backside of the art museum. But
Do they have the drum circles there on Wednesday nights still?
I don't know.
Behind the arm?
You know, Casey, sometimes I'll bring my rod and reel down there and go marlin fishing.
Yeah, you're probably not going to catch any marlin.
No,
I have
those-
not as of yet.
river.
Yeah, yeah.
Those are in the ocean.
I didn't realize there aren't river marlin. You think someone would tell me?
What you fishing for?
Marlin?
Yeah, river marlin.
Caught anything?
No. Slow. And then we'll go to my crab foo lesson after this.
Sluggish.
Sluggish.
Then we have, it says Washington Square. That's a nice one, too. And then the last one are the Wood Street Steps. Don't know that either in Philadelphia. Wood Street Steps. So this is according to the Happiness Lab at Drexel University.
Do you know, it's one of the most enjoyable things that we did when we did the haunted tour and took the walking tour of Philadelphia, the historical tour.
Yeah.
The city is great. I do, when a lot of times it can be a pain in the ass getting in and out, but when you're there and you're walking around those areas in particular, and you breathe in this history, and it's just lovely. It's lovely.
No, it's I just love a spot, whatever space you're in, when you stop for a moment and appreciate it and go, I just want to stay here for a little while.
I want to sit.
You know?
I want to play bocce and have my cappuccino.
Have you guys ever gone to Race Street Pier, right under the bridge, under the Ben Franklin
Is that
Bridge?
the graffiti pier? Is that what that is?
No,
or?
Graffiti Pier is much further down.
Okay.
This is like right at Vine or Arch and Delaware Avenue. And they just have extended this pier, and it's just wooden, and they do yoga there during the summer, and you can just sit out there.
Do you know, that's Manayunk proper. Taking a nice Main Street in Manayunk. A lot of times I think they're getting better at doing things right in that area, and giving you reasons to go to Manayunk.
We're looking at a picture of the Race Street Pier. Is this an accurate depiction of what it looks like now, Marissa? That's really cool. I like that a lot. I can't wait till the cap is done.
It's going to be awesome.
And I hope that it turns into being a place like this where you can just go and chill and be with your thoughts or just enjoy the view. You know what I mean?
So the statue of Superman at the end of Batman v Superman. If there could be those of us there, Preston,
yeah. I wouldn't hate that. Look at that.
Preston and Steve.
Nice.
So there's a spot that I like to ride my bike to down there, but this is down the shore. And so I. If I'm able to go north, there's a little inlet. I think it's Townsend's Inlet. That's not
good marlin fishing.
But it's right at the bridge that connects Avalon to Sea Isle. There's just a nice little seawall, and that I will park myself there and just. Because you can see Atlantic City, like it's so crazy.
Nice.
Like you can basically just the way that particular part of New Jersey kind of curves. You can see so many beach towns. You can see obviously Avalon, Sea Isle, Ocean City, and then because I was just there last week, and I'm like, oh my God, like there's all of Atlantic City, and it's just so. Peaceful.
So we my wife and I are watching and loved the show Untamed on Netflix. But it takes place in Yosemite and obviously parks and things like that. Even if it's a skyline somewhere, like where you look at it has sort of a eternal or at least perception of it's been here, it's going to be here.
Yeah.
And there's it's like when you go to the ocean. There is a reaffirmation of the continuity of everything, and not to get too hyperbolic here, but it is I find it comforting, Yeah. So in that way, the parks and those moments, ponds and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And marlin fishing.
It's Townsend's Inlet. I always get that because Corson's Inlet is closer to Ocean City, right?
You dumbass.
I am so stupid.
You guys ever heard of the Wood Street Steps before?
I have not.
No, me neither. And there's a historical marker there, and it's the only surviving example of the 10 passageways along the original Delaware riverbank, commissioned by William Penn in the early 1700s, provided access to the river wharves. And the steps promoted transportation, commerce, and westward expansion into Pennsylvania. They look like, to me, rather unremarkable steps. I don't quite know why they would end up on somebody's happy list. That's not a judgment statement. I don't know why this is something that's a cool spot.
Well, it's an interesting fun fact. Those were the first steps in the United States, and they had to give out pamphlets that were instructions on how to use them.
Oh, right. Yeah. Wow.
And they go, I heard, up and down.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Well, they added the down feature 5 years after they, because so many people are being stranded at the top.
You know what my not happy place is? Are any of the freaking cobblestone streets in Philadelphia? Can we get rid of those? We don't need that. We
Not a
do
fan?
not like no.
You know
not
what, though?
even a little bit.
I do love the character of some of them in some spots, even though I blew out a tire on one of those.
Yeah.
But lovely cobblestone.
It's unnecessary at this point. Put it on something that cars don't drive on. If you just want to symbolically have some cobblestone, or
you're
whatever.
fine with like walking areas, right?
Yeah.
Where,
just not driving.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
No, I think there's a happy medium.
Have you ever ridden in a horse and carriage over cobblestone?
Yeah.
Dude.
And then I went back and I recollected my scrotum.
Yeah. No, your teeth will fall out.
Yeah.
You're right, though. Cobblestone looks nice. It's got a nice appearance to it, but we don't need that anymore.
Unless you're on your way to kill someone for being a witch,
right.
I think that time has passed.
There was, I didn't know this, but while I was in Chicago and we were taking a tour, that the roads there used to be made out of wood. And we went over an area where some of that is still there. And that's part of the reason why the Chicago fire
Yes.
in the 1800s was as big as it was because literally the streets caught on fire too.
There was a brief period where all their steel was made out of wood.
Wow.
And it seems so dumb.
Why even call it steel? That doesn't make any sense to me. No, but I was surprised at it. I'll show you some pictures of it, Case. It was kind of interesting. But it was used, and the reason I bring it up is because it was easier on the horses to walk across that than it was on cobblestone and so on. Almost sound like Nick when I say that. Cobblestone.
Yeah, cobblestone.
Cobblestone.
Yeah,
and for a brief period, Preston, they were making all of their fireplaces out of dynamite, which is
why
so
would you do
stupid.
that? This is not thinking straight.
Preston, have you been to Seattle?
I've never been, and I would like to go.
Yeah, I think we were talking about that a week or two ago. Seattle is built on top of old Seattle. So you can go and visit Seattle, and there's a really cool tourist attraction, and it's touristy.
Did you take it?
Yeah.
It's great.
It's awesome. And Steve, it's kind of like the ghost tour in Philadelphia. Like, you go down underneath current Seattle and explore old Seattle, and basically they built the city on top of it. But it's a neat thing to visit.
Do you know they have a similar thing, Nick, is in Atlanta. They have when Sherman, the march through, burned down, a lot of Atlanta. There is a similar underground Atlanta,
that's cool.
which is pretty cool.
I like that stuff.
Glasgow has that too, right?
Yes. Oh, Glasgow's is amazing because, yes, I was there seeing the Red Hot Chili Pipers, and Preston. So you'll have a whole series of interconnected pubs and various establishments throughout Edinburgh. That in the back room you'll see a door, and the door goes down to this underground, just maze of tunnels that were built originally for runoff.
I'm fascinated by stuff like that. And there was an article several years ago, and we touched on it on the air, about the towers of the Ben Franklin Bridge and how there is interior space in those things.
Yeah. Don't you want to go in those?
I do.
Yes.
Like, I want to see stuff like that. And I want to say there's some underground areas of Philadelphia too.
There are. In fact,
that are previously used and no longer.
We had reported the show on these tunnels that they were excavating, that they found, and I forget what it pertained to, but we've all said, boy, we'd love to go around and check that stuff.
Yeah.
By the way, the Red Hot Chili Pipers?
Yes.
Sellersville Theater.
Shut up.
Yeah, on September 12th. It's a Friday.
Oh.
I think we could get them in here.
We got to get the Red Hot Chili Pipers in here.
Where are they the night before? Does it indicate?
It does in case. Let me see if I can
Edinburgh.
find it.
They're in Denmark August 6th, so they're bopping around, dude.
Yeah.
Now, the question is, do they play Red Hot Chili Peppers?
They have to.
I think
music?
you have to
You
at
would
least
think
one
so,
or two
right?
songs, right?
They're in Indiana. No, they're in Indiana the week before, Case.
Playing the music of Pearl Jam.
It looks like they got an off night before their show at the Sellersville, so maybe we get them in studio on the 12th.
Yeah. Get them in. All right, well, let's see about that. All right. Well, anyhow, this is an interesting article. It's in the Inquirer, and if you're searching out some places that might be nice to hang out for a little while, this is worth a look. It's the happiest places in Philadelphia, according to this Drexel professor, Eric Zilmer, who is the director of Drexel's Happiness Lab.
Yeah.
And we could all use a little more happiness in our lives. And if that means going to a cool little space to just be in the moment, you might want to take a look at this.
I love that idea.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll get a happy fella on with us in a moment. TJ Miller is going to be at Punchline the 14th through the 16th, and he's going to be checking in with us via Zoom in just a moment. So stay put. We'll be right back.
Preston and Steve on the
Group challenge each other to find ever more interesting things to do under the influence, calling their adventures safaris. Safari. Yeah. Sick. Go safari.
Dibbies.
So here's where it started to catch on. So later on, Reddix's brother helped him get work with the Grateful Dead bassist Phil Lesh as a roadie.
That's like the dream job if you're a pothead.
So the band is said to have helped popularize the term 420. And on December 28th, 1990, a group of deadheads in Oakland handed out flyers that invited people to smoke, quote unquote, 420 on April 20th at 4:20 p.m. And one ended up with this guy named Steve Bloom. And Steve was a former reporter for High Times magazine.
Is that even around anymore?
Yeah, I believe it is.
I would imagine, God, if it had gone away before all of this, it'd be a crime.
So the magazine printed the flyer in 1991 and continued to reference the number, and soon it became known worldwide, it says here, Steve, worldwide as code for marijuana.
You know what High Times should have done? And if they haven't done it yet, maybe they can, because it's such a good idea, Steve. One of their pages should be smokable.
I think I know the case. I think years ago when it was really a controversial magazine and be on the shelf, didn't they include what they call a roach clip in one of their issues?
No, but like it's
they
a paper,
did something like that.
Yeah, it's a paper magazine, like maybe page 4 or page 20.
Right.
You know,
it's smokable.
Rolling papers or actual marijuana?
No. Like,
but something
like
you
a
can
rolling
roll
paper,
up
like
in.
a blunt wrap, or something that you could roll it into.
I get
and
Acid
smoke that,
magazine and their tabs of acid on it. No, it's. I remember how controversial that. Look, I don't smoke. I don't use the product myself. Yeah, but again, it's another one of these situations where I'm fascinated by it.
Yeah.
I was fascinated by what's the big in Amsterdam. They have the
cannabis cup.
Cannabis cup. There's a documentary about it that is amazing.
I mean, I don't smoke anymore either, but like I did, and it was like sort of ritualistic. I will tell you that like once I started it like kind of like took over. It was like everything to me, and
I have a history with 15. So when I said, I grew up. My sister, my uncles, they were all weed smokers. It was around me even before I was a teenager, and I was kind of used to it. But I started around that time, and I have never quit, and I enjoy it. Now I am not the level of some weed smokers.
You're
There
not
are
Doug
people-
Benson.
There are people who just smoke it all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm an everyday user, but I am not, and I have my medical marijuana card, but I'm not a, just get baked out of my gourd person.
Preston, the agent who used to book me into colleges and book me around in my early days of stand-up comedy smoked pot the way most people smoke cigarettes, like heavy cigarettes. So he was constantly smoking pot. And I'd have to say to him, is there any effect at this point? And he would say, not really. I mean, that's how much he smoked.
Yeah. I remember maybe it was a decade ago, 12 years ago, we would occasionally have people from Normal on our show talking about making it legal and recognizing it. Essentially, for the most part, those guys have won. I mean, I really find it to be fairly it's not really an issue anymore. If you don't want to smoke, you don't have to. If you do, you have options to do so in most states. And I like that. To me, it's one of those things where like it was being done so much anyway. If you want to smoke legally now, most of the places you can. Even Utah, for crying out loud, there are legal shops.
Do you know what's happening now, though? And I just read an article out of California where the image of I'm a local grower and I'm doing my own. Those businesses are getting swallowed up by corporate.
Sure.
Yeah, the same thing's happening with that industry as well.
It's funny though. I mean, because I don't want to be like super prudy and stuff like that, but I do feel like there's a time and place, and like I don't feel like I should be walking through a cloud of pot smoke as I'm walking into the fashion district of Philadelphia, or walking through a cloud of pot smoke as I'm walking down the boardwalk in Wildwood, and it happens. But at the same time, the pot in New Jersey is just as legal as people drinking their White Claws on the beach, and I have no problems with that. But I think the difference is like I'm not smelling your
not wafting over.
You don't get a contact buzz from somebody drinking a beer.
Yeah.
And you may not necessarily from somebody's from smoking weed, but if you're someone who's in recovery and you go by and you smell that, you have inhaled a little bit. You know what I mean? And I can see that be concerning, especially for people who've gone through
What about
recovery.
cigarettes, though, man? You've defended people smoking cigarettes out in front of a building in the past.
Yeah, I know, but I love the smell of cigarettes now.
Everyone picks their poison.
No, in fact, I haven't. Not out in front of the building. Like, I think, like here at this building, or like at a mall or something like that, you need to give them cover, right? Like, when it's raining out, it's not like, oh, tough crap, you stinky, filthy smokers. Like, go smoke in the rain.
Stinky people.
Yeah.
But, so you're talking about make some sort of area where they can congregate.
But not for the pot smokers?
Right outside the entrance?
Well, but you're the one that said it, not me.
Yeah, I'm right out. Okay, first of all, it's not legal in Pennsylvania recreationally, right? Like
in Philadelphia, it is.
Yeah.
Recreational? Smoking legally is recreational in Philadelphia. Pennsylvania is odd because it's by municipality in most areas. Smoking weed, as far as I understand it, is allowed in Philadelphia in public.
I don't know.
Let's check that.
It's the public thing that I'm curious about, Nick. I think that you can have small amounts and it's okay, but consumption, there are regulations on when and where you can do that.
Can you be the mayor giving a speech smoking a blunt?
You're the mayor, man. Go for it.
Yeah.
So let me see here. Whether people buy marijuana legally in New Jersey or illegally in the underground market, it's a crime for them to possess, consume, grow, or sell marijuana in Pennsylvania.
Except in certain instances.
Okay. All right. Well, we can.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's odd. And that's part of the reason why it's still so strange is that there are, it varies from state to state. And not only does it vary from state to state in Pennsylvania, it varies from Philadelphia to Pittsburgh.
And federally, you can still get in trouble for it, even though it's legal.
Oh, they got to shake all this stuff out. What kills me, Preston, is about this the creation of 420 as a thing. There's a good organization attached to a commercial that we run on air that mentions DBH. Do bong hits is what I hear.
Of course.
And that this thing would take off and become the thing from a school playground when DBH was your school thing.
Yep, that was our thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
And our
DBH, we had it written all over our notebooks and stuff,
Our thing in college was, Hendrix, right? So we would be at a party or whatever, like, okay, we're going to be at Hendrix at like midnight. All right, meet me at Hendrix. But Hendrix was a gravestone. It was somebody's name. And there was a graveyard next to our fraternity house, and all the way back in the far back of the cemetery.
That's where you guys would congregate?
Right next to this big tree. It was the biggest, and the last name on the headstone was Hendrix. And it was, so when you're talking about DBH and 420, like...
these things become lore.
They're these cool little ritualistic things that, and it's code, right? Like, not everybody knew what Hendrix was, and you could say that, and people knew what you were talking about.
Right.
I think line one might be able to help us.
Yeah, that's where I'm going to go.
Yeah.
I have Mike on the phone, who is a police officer in Philadelphia. Hey, Mike, good morning.
Good morning. How you guys doing?
Good. Well, we're a little confused, Mike. That's clear.
But that's par for the course.
Maybe you can help us out here. What's the story with marijuana, smoking it, possessing it in Philadelphia?
So it is recreational use. You can walk down the street and smoke it. It is basically when I'm working in the city and we're driving by and you smell it, it's like, oh, well, that's just the new smell of Philly. So instead of, you get down to the subway when we're working down there and you're like, oh, that's the smell of Philly. But up on the street, it's just the smell of weed everywhere.
Yeah. So I didn't realize that you could smoke it outside. And that is Nick correct in that it's only...
Here's the thing. I'm partially correct. And maybe, Mike, you can expand a little bit upon this. It's decriminalized. However, it's not legal. But I don't know what the difference between decriminalization and legality is.
I mean, realistically, there is no. I'm sure there is a nuance, and if you're caught with it with like a certain amount and it's all baggied up, then it could be then it's criminalized. However, it's gotten to the point now where it's so prevalent out there that there's no point in doing anything about it because of how willing people are to just say, oh, okay, yeah, that's just the way it is.
Yeah, and it's so low level that it's hardly worth the waste of time.
Exactly. Somebody. So the biggest things you get is still federally. It's not, and I'm a federal law enforcement. So even for us though, we're not touching it because there's no. Nobody's going to touch for a couple joints or a couple, whatever. Yeah. Nobody's going to even mess with it. But if you're flying out of the airport and you have it in your bag, like your carry-on bag, and they do the search, it's getting confiscated. You're not going to go through it because at that point, once you go through, it's a federal building.
That's why you got to pick up the ass buddy for transporting your pots.
Right. I mean,
so they're going to confiscate, but they're not going to arrest you?
Correct. It depends on the amount, though. I mean, you might get like a citation, and like almost like an ROR where they're going to give you a citation for it, depending. But most of the time, they're just going to take it and let you travel on, especially if you have a medical marijuana card.
Yeah.
But they could,
and
right?
There are some nuances. There are some nuances with that where, and I'm not. I'll be honest. I'm not 100% privy on it because that's more local level.
Right.
And I know for us, we're not dealing with it unless we're actually finding it by the tonnage or the big pounds, and then it's like, oh, all right, that's for us.
Hey, Mike, can I ask you a different question? Because I've heard about from people who said they don't want to get a medical marijuana card because then they wouldn't be able to purchase a firearm. It's like you can have one or the other, but you can't have both. Is that
that is false?
Okay.
False. Okay.
That is false. So I have friends of mine that have the medical marijuana card and also have a Pennsylvania state carry permit. So it is false. It's there's obviously if you get caught carrying and you were smoking and you're high, there's some implications, right? It's just like drinking. Like even for me as a Fed, I can basically carry anywhere. However, where I can't carry is anytime if I decide to have a drink, right? I'm not supposed to have it on me, and if I do, that's it. It doesn't matter who I am and what I am. It's an automatic, you're done.
Okay.
Right?
So
because that's the implications.
let me ask you, Mike. So I do a lot of human trafficking, but I want to get a Class C license.
Yeah.
Is that going to be an issue?
I mean, it won't be, but what's your address again?
All right, Mike. We appreciate the info. Take care, bud.
No problem. Thanks for talking.
All right, see you later.
Hi, Mike.
All right, we actually have a police sergeant.
There you go.
Who wants to correct a couple of things that Mike may have missed out on. So, and he's in Philly as well. Hey, Joe. Good morning.
Hey, it's just that you look so nice.
That's a great callback.
All right, Joe. We're good, man. So, what's the what can you clear up about this conversation?
Yes, I need to retrain Mike. Mike's pretty close on a couple things. It is not legal. It is decriminalized.
Okay.
Meaning anything less than 30 grams possession, it will be confiscated.
93.3 WMMR.
All right, thank you, Marissa. We don't know where TJ Miller is. We're supposed to have him on now, so we got feelers out. We'll see if it ends up coming together. I'm sure if he doesn't get in touch with today, they'll reschedule it for another day or something like that. But I don't know.
It's kind of a TJ Miller type of thing.
Yeah, he's coming in town on the 14th and is going to be at Punchline. So maybe we'll get to him later on. But in the meantime, you want to see what's up in Presbo's world? Or
Yes.
No?
Yeah.
Totally Presbo.
Totally Presbo.
Hi, Presbo.
AKA Presbo's world.
I always think of Elmo's world.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but
these are rock hard categories. We can't delineate or deviate, I should say.
Totally Presbo. So anyway, so apparently I don't watch this show. The Gilded Age. Anybody watch that show?
My wife loves it.
It's it's from the same people that brought us Downton Abbey.
Think of Love Island. No. It is the aristocracy and the well-to-do, the well-heeled, and all sorts of scandal and sex and marlin fishing.
Yeah. So there was a glitch that happened over the weekend. Fans of the series, which is set in 1880s New York City, tune in on Sunday night to find the episode was dubbed over in Spanish, much to their confusion. The error bizarrely seemed to affect viewers who had English selected as the primary language, and users reported that changing their language settings to Spanish Latin America resulted in getting the episode in English.
It's crazy. Yeah, that it was flipped around.
Some kind of cross signals happened there.
So I heard that a lot of people they didn't know how to do that or didn't know how to go into their settings and reset that. But that'd be infuriating.
Y los amos del universo.
What is this?
This is the Gilded Age.
Oh, He-Man.
Defensor de los secretos del castillo Grayskull. Él es
Grayskull.
Mi más querido amigo. Fabulosos y secretos poderes me fueron otorgados el día en que levanté en alto mi espada mágica y dije: ¡Por el poder de Grayskull!
That was by the power of Grayskull.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'd love to speak Spanish.
Back that up just a little bit more. I want to hear the power of Grayskull.
El día en que levanté en alto mi espada mágica y dije: ¡Por el poder de Grayskull!
It's the same show as the Gilded Age.
It's
Yeah, it's pretty much the same show.
One guy has his skull exposed.
But hang on. In that, the He-Man theme, the Spanish versions, you hear the woman singing. In the regular He-Man, that was just music. That did not have lyrics. I could be wrong.
I don't know.
Play it back.
Yeah. Well, all right. So you're going to
saying
hear.
she's actually singing the words.
Yeah.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba?
No. He can't.
Oh.
He doesn't know what the words are. There's no words on it.
There's no words on it. We'll do it live.
No, but he's saying that the original theme song in English didn't have a.
It was just music going.
It didn't have lyrics. Here's.
Yo soy Adam, príncipe de Eternia y defensor de los secretos del castillo Grayskull. Él es Kringer, mi más querido amigo.
Yeah, there's somebody singing in the background.
I think that there were lyrics.
I'm not that familiar with the original.
Marissa, would you mind looking up the original He-Man theme song?
We need to get to the bottom of
put this baby to bed.
I watched it every day, Casey,
Yeah.
and so my memory is that there were lyrics, but I freely admit I could be 100% wrong in that assumption.
Production exceptional He-Man.
Yeah, I don't remember the original. But Steve, to echo what you were saying, I would absolutely love to be able to speak Spanish, and I'm hoping that at some point I will have time to do that. I mean, you can take classes, but you really don't learn until you are speaking it regularly. My brother-in-law, once his wife is Colombian, and they had to move there, and they lived there for 8 or 10 years or something like that. And once he lived in the environment, that's when he really learned how to speak the language.
It's my plan to plan on doing it and then make it a point of regret and failure that I never achieved that.
Right.
That's my plan.
There's got to be a Rosetta Stone because I know
There is. I've read about it in history.
No, hang on. I forget what I was saying. Oh, you listen to books on tape all the time. There's got to be something that you could do.
Oh, there are.
His point, though, and it is a legitimate point, unless you get to use it effectively in conversing, unless you're traveling to areas where you can employ it, to me, it would be an abysmal failure. I would lose the ability to do it.
And that's why a class might be easier with other people, and you are speaking back and forth.
Right.
So
at least you know where the bibliotech is.
All right, here's the He-Man intro. Here we go. This is the exact.
And the masters of the universe. I am Adam, Prince of Eternia and defender of the secrets of Castle Grayskull. This,
so far, no lyrics,
is Cringer, my fearless friend. Fabulous secret powers were revealed to me the day I held aloft my magic sword and said, "By the power of Grayskull."
Wait. I heard something. Did you hear?
Did you?
I heard He-Man. Right there. He-Man. Still nothing.
Became the mighty Battle Cat, and I became He-Man, the most.
The guy's got a terrible voice too. He's an announcer,
right?
He's not a character voice guy.
But the lead
I became He-Man,
and I was like this, and then
I became He-Man.
Powerful man in the universe. Only 3 others share this secret. Our friends, the Sorceress, Man-at-Arms, and Orko. Together, we defend Castle.
Yeah, there's no.
And there was a 4th, my accountant. No lyrics.
Yeah, no lyrics. You're right, Case. All right. Well, they'll have to see if someone can translate those lyrics so we can solve the mystery.
What are they saying?
So anyhow, back to the Gilded Age.
Yes, and the He-Man crossover.
No, it wasn't He-Man crossover. There was
who's that fellow with the bowl cut?
There was the language issue.
That man's skull is completely exposed.
HBO Max did not appear to comment on the flood of online comments regarding the mix-up. The Gilded Age has seen ratings soar to 5 million viewers an episode in this 3rd season after becoming a slow burn word-of-mouth hit, by the way.
Yeah, so it is that. I sometimes, there are movies that I can't find released, a lot of times they're Blu-ray 3D, or like when Godzilla -1 was not available. I ordered it from Japan. It comes in Japanese, but its foreign language selection is English. So I just switch it to that, and
You know, a game we haven't played in a long time is bilingual theater.
I love that
Years and
game,
years and years. And we would take, we take movies that have like an iconic scene where even if it's in a foreign language, something might tip to you what movie it is.
Yeah.
We should
do that.
We should dust that one off again. See if we can figure that out.
We have. Here we go. You want to hear?
You know what clip I would love to hear?
What?
Because Casey, you have the one from Good Will Hunting, Donnie, Mikey, Donnie, Tyne, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
I wonder what the names are, if they're the same.
Sure.
In a
Rocky, Ricky, Danny, Terry, Mikey, Davey, Timmy, Tommy, Joey, Robbie, Johnny, and Brian.
You should be able to figure that one out, right?
If you give that to me, I can have it like translated in with that delivery. I should be able to do it with one of my apps to get it translated into like Mandarin.
But I'd like to see if it actually exists
as an existing
already in another language. Marissa? Marissa?
My headphones weren't on.
Oh, okay.
Any of you guys have a Netflix password I can use?
Oh, I don't know it
I can get it
offhand.
right now, and I can just switch it over.
I'll hook you up.
You can also find them on YouTube. Maybe. So.
Do you want to play real quick? Have you looked to see? Because I have a bilingual
you want to play
theater
one?
here. Yeah, I only
just
have
for
one.
fun.
I only have one, and I think you guys all should be able to.
All right, hit it.
Eu perguntei pra ele, quem você matou? E ele disse.
What happened? Oh, wait, there's a gap. Hang on, it picks back up. Here we
Tuve una vez un trabajo limpiando mesas en un club campestre. Así podía detectar a todos los ricos que llegaban. Elegí a un sujeto. Llegué una noche a robar su casa. Despertó y me fastidió.
Don't know it.
Lo maté. A él y a la bella esposa con quien estaba. Y esa es la mejor parte. Se metió con ese hombre, un maestro de golf, pero estaba casada con otro sujeto. Un banquero famoso.
Oh, Shawshank Redemption. Yes. That's the best part.
That's Elmo Blatch.
That's Elmo Blatch.
I was thinking Short Circuit.
It would be Elmo Blatch.
When he starts laughing. Yeah, hang on.
De golf, pero estaba casada con otro sujeto.
These tasty pictures.
Un banquero famoso.
That's the best part.
Wow.
Y fue a él a quien culpar.
Got it.
Yes.
Nailed it.
I'm so happy.
Thank you. I'm happy too. That's a win for me.
There you go.
I can hang it up today. All right. So anyhow, if you watched The Gilded Age over the weekend and it came up as fish, I have actually had on several occasions. You guys know I still like to channel surf.
Yes.
And
as do I.
Sometimes I'll go through the guide first and see what's on. And if I see a movie I like, boom, go to it. Let's say it's, whatever, The Fugitive. And I will sometimes come in the middle of a long action sequence where there's no dialogue.
Right.
And I'm sitting there watching. And at this point, I'm 30 seconds in. I have now settled into the movie.
Right.
I now want to watch this movie. And then dialogue comes on, and it's in Spanish or another foreign language. And I'm like, son of a bitch. And then it's not on in English somewhere else, and I've whet my appetite for it.
¿Por qué, Grayskull?
Yeah. So it does happen from time to time. All right, let's see what else we got.
Totally Presbo.
Hi, Presbo.
So if you live close to one of Pennsylvania's 4 nuclear plants, you will be able to get free potassium iodide tablets this month. The Pennsylvania Department of Health is coordinating the statewide distribution on August 14th, so it's coming up.
That's got to be comforting in case you get exposed to radiation.
Well, how close do you need to be? Like, are we close enough to Limerick or no?
10 miles.
Oh,
So you are not. I might be.
Here's a free desk for you to crawl under.
Yeah. Residents who live, work, and study within 10 miles of 4 active nuclear power plants are encouraged to pick up the tablets.
I wanted to know where I could pick up my iodine tablet. I believe I've been exposed.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm having a hard time understanding it.
I've been exposed to radiation.
I think you have.
So, the secretary.
By the way, do you have that list of where you go to get happy?
The list of places where you can be happy?
Exactly.
Okay, you sound like you could use a little pick-me-up. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I might be leaving a trail.
The Secretary of Health, Dr. Deborah Bogan, said the distribution of the KI tablets which reduce the risk of thyroid cancer from exposure to radioactive iodine, is done as a precautionary measure associated with emergency preparedness planning. The tablets are only to be used when directed by emergency response officials, and the department encourages anyone with expired tablets to replace them with new ones that can be easily obtained from any of the pickup locations.
So what clever song are they going to attach to that? It'll be like, radiation in the park. There must be a radiation leak. With potassium pills, you can fight radiation sickness.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Ozempic.
In the park or the gazebo.
Yeah.
And they're on,
Everyone's having a great day in the park.
Printed instructions.
They're always in the park watching somebody perform in a gazebo.
That's true.
Yeah.
Jardians.
Jardians.
They're all dancing.
Everyone see, I got a bit of radiation. I'm gonna eat your brains.
Right. They're all dancing. Yeah. Like this viscera flying off.
I'm lowering my AUG.
Throws his arm up in the air and
flies off.
The hand comes flying off.
With the big fat story to tell.
They need to get that guy from RoboCop to be the sponsor, the spokesperson for it.
I don't like the new Jardiance lady, by the way. I like the old Jardiance.
Oh, they're like 5 Jardiance
there's
ladies
there's
back.
a bunch of them.
Yeah.
I saw an interview with her who said that she was, after doing those commercials, she was absolutely, people hated her.
Yeah.
And the reason being is because they bought huge campaigns and they ran those commercials
Constantly.
over and over and
Yeah.
over and over. And she's like, hey, man, I just cut the spot in one day. I'm not the one who ran it 1,000 times.
We did. There are times in the viewing schedule throughout the day, specifically around Jeopardy and around that time slot, where they target the people they believe most likely to use that stuff in every other commercial.
I think we were catching it. I caught it on football, like football Sundays.
I'm trying to make my
Are we to believe that a lot of overweight people are watching football?
Yeah, that's
Maybe.
probably it.
Yeah.
But that's not necessarily.
Guess what? A great side effect is you lose weight. While your bone marrow disintegrates in your skeleton, you're also losing weight.
Radiation. It's the rage for weight loss.
I never felt slimier. And I've got a suction cup on my forehead now.
So many marketing possibilities.
No, you can do all sorts of things. You just have to pick
Yeah.
the catchy song you're going to rip off.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so do we have a catchy song like "Walking on Sunshine"?
Oh, yeah.
That'd be perfect for, as they're dancing through the park, Steve.
'Cause I'm slipping on my slime. Oh, yeah. And don't I glow at night?
Don't I glow at night? Maybe it'll be the next big ad campaign. I don't know.
Iodine tablets.
Yeah.
If you live near a nuclear reactor, contact your health authority.
Yeah.
And you lose weight.
That's a great side effect. So, yes, where to get these? So, tablets will be tablets that were distributed prior to July 2024 are likely expired and should be replaced. The tablets, in the event of a radiological release from a nuclear plant, help reduce the risk of thyroid cancer and exposure to radioactive iodine.
Lose weight and you get to piss blood.
Residents who are unable...
Let's go see the show at the gazebo.
Residents who are unable to attend a distribution event can still obtain free tablets, which are available year-round at county and municipal health departments, state health centers serving these areas, or by calling the Department of Health.
I get as a precaution. It's just, you can't hear that without going, it's not... I don't like this.
So the distribution will take place August 14th. So if you're near the Limerick Generating Station, you can go to the Keystone Fire Company, the Kimberton Fire Company, the Limerick Fire Company, or the Pottstown Health Center. And there are different times of day for you to pick up those tablets.
By the
so
way,
you need to check with them ahead of time.
A couple years ago, I bought this large backpack that is your survival pack. It's got everything. It's got bottles of water. It's got food that won't go bad, Preston. It's got all that stuff like you have with that Reynolds wrap blanket that turns out to actually work.
Your bug out bag.
Your bug out bag, and it does have these tablets in it as well.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Well, those apparently can expire, so you can refresh these, Steve.
Oh, they're just as fresh as ever.
If you need them. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
I'm slipping on my slime.
Whoa!
And don't I feel moist?
Nick pulled up the list of the 4 Pennsylvania nuclear power plants. I was surprised to find that there were only 4 in that article, and that I happen to live very close to one of them. But there's the Beaver Valley Power Station, and that's in Beaver County. The Limerick Generating Station in Montgomery County. The Peach Bottom Atomic Power Station in York County. And the Susquehanna Steam Electric Station in Luzerne County.
That's right near Berwick. And if you're taking I-80, like if you're at Jack Frost and you go west on I-80, you pass the one in... I knew that because we would just, pass it every time we'd go to school in Central PA. At one point in the country, Limerick was the biggest and most powerful and generated the most electricity. And then when 3 Mile Island happened, they stopped building them for a stretch. I don't think Limerick is still number one, but it was one of the biggest ones that they ever built and generated the most amount of power.
Wow. What do we have here, Case? Oh, no way.
You asked for it.
Okay. Marissa found the clip.
Okay.
From Goodwill Hunting in Spanish.
Oh,
so
wow.
Here we go.
Marky, Ricky, Danny, Terry, Mickey, David, Timmy, Tommy, Joey, Robbie, Johnny y Brian.
Dilo otra vez.
Marky, Ricky, Danny, Terry, Mickey, David, Timmy, Tommy, Joey, Robbie, Johnny y Brian.
Okay.
So it's pretty much the same.
That would have been a perfect one to use.
Right, yeah.
We have them in different languages too, by the way.
Bilingual theater.
Yeah.
Okay, this is in French. Here we go.
Marty, Ricky, Danny, Terry, Mickey, David, Timmy, Tony, Joey, Robbie, Johnny et Brian.
That's much different.
Recommence. Marty, Ricky, Danny, Terry, Mickey, David, Timmy, Tony, Joey, Robbie, Johnny et Brian.
Okay. Want to hear it in Russian now?
Yeah, please.
Okay, here we go.
Марки, Рики, Дэнни, Терри, Микки, Дэви, Тимми, Томми, Джоуи, Робби, Джонни и Брайан.
Еще раз.
Марки, Рики, Дэнни, Терри, Микки, Дэви, Тимми, Томми, Джоуи, Робби, Джонny и Брайан.
It's interesting because I don't know if this is just audio bleed over, but on the Russian clip, you're hearing him speaking in the background.
Yeah. They've just got not a full dub. They've just got it a little bit louder and on top. Here it is in Turkish.
All right.
Marky, Ricky, Danny, Terry, Mikey, David, Timmy, Tommy, Joey, Robbie, John ve Brian.
Yeniden söyle.
Marky, Ricky, Danny, Terry, Mikey, David, Timmy, Tommy, Joey, Robbie, John ve Brian.
All right.
All right. Now, hang on. See, we have one more. See if you guys can guess which language this is.
That's a better way to play it. All right, here we go.
Marky, Ricky, Danny, Terry, Mikey, David, Timmy, Tommy, Joey, Robbie, Johnny und Brian.
British.
Wiederhol sie.
German.
Marky, Ricky, Danny, Terry, Mikey, David, Timmy, Tommy, Joey, Robbie, Johnny und Brian.
Nick's right. German.
Und Brian.
Yeah. Und Brian.
That's a Hitler speech.
Bobby, Nicky, Tiny, Johnny, Brian. There will be people assisting me in the New World Order. There will be Mickey, Bobby, Donnie, Bibi.
Oh, my God.
Mickey, Bobby, Johnny, Tony, Terry, and Biff.
Biff. Und Biff.
Und Biff.
I have a question about Biff. Is that an actual name or is that a nickname?
It's short for Biffins.
I have always assumed that it's a name.
Biff is a. Does Biff correlate to a specific name? I think Biff is just a nickname.
I feel like it's a nickname.
Do you think it correlates to a specific name?
I've never.
I don't think that there's a larger portion. I don't think it's short for like John for Jonathan. I think Biff is just Biff. And
Biffandra?
And I think it's a real name.
Biffrey?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
like
there
Jeffrey?
is. Yeah.
I don't know. Nick is going to look up the name Biff.
You guys remember Biff Henderson? He was on Letterman forever.
Yes, he was great.
Stage manager. He showed up on a bunch of Letterman skits from time to time.
His name was James Jackson Biff Henderson. And Biff in parentheses or in quotation. So that's a nickname.
He acquired the nickname from his mother when her friend had a dream involving a boy named Biff.
Okay. There it is. Can you see if somebody has had to have been named Biff at some point?
So in Death of a Salesman,
it's of human beings.
Happy and Biff.
Yeah.
So, but did they ever specifically? And I've read that,
or whether or not because Happy sounds like a nickname
as well.
So
not that
so.
it was a Saint Happy and a Saint Biff.
I'm clicking on all the famous Biffs, and most of them, it's a nickname.
Interesting.
All the Biffs I've loved before.
Biff Rose was Paul Conrad Rose.
Yeah.
And then
Biff Wysong. You guys remember Biff Wysong? He was a pitcher.
Well, his name was Harrian. Harrian?
Oh, my God.
Harian.
That's
I would have made that Biff as well.
I can't. Harlan. There's a smudge on my glasses.
Yeah. Not
Harlan. Harrian. Harrian.
I don't get Harrian.
There's a guy named
That's
Biff
Harlan.
Riff. He was a stage manager and producer. That's a great name.
Okay.
But I don't think anybody was actually named Biff.
In the history of human beings?
I mean, maybe at one point.
Somebody has had to have been named
Biff Byford?
Was one of the apostles named Biff?
His name was Peter Rodney Biff Byford. I don't know. All right.
Enough of this.
Enough of the biffiness.
Deep analysis.
Yeah.
The Biff
And of
Riff.
course, a Biff is a fart.
The Biff Riff?
The Biff Riff.
Okay. Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
It is.
I've forgotten about that.
Oh.
The
Biff
fact
is
that
a fart application.
Yeah, dude,
I found one.
I just biffed.
There's a guy named Biff Yeager. He was he's an actor. He was
test
on
pilot.
Gilmore Girls. No, that's Chuck Yeager.
And his actual first name is Biff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's
found one.
There's one.
All right.
I think we're done.
Somebody biffed. I'm going to try and bring that back.
Yeah. of
Sorry,
course.
man. I biffed.
That's a Biff.
I just biffed.
Better than poot.
Okay. All right. Let's go back.
Totally Presbo.
Hi, Presbo.
All right. So this is interesting. As companies like Amazon publicly announce AI-driven workforce reductions, workers are scrambling to understand which careers might soon disappear and be outsourced to technology. Of course, we've talked about this before.
Yes, we have.
There's an interesting list that is associated with this, though. It's a new report from Microsoft researchers studying the occupational implications of generative AI, and they offer a little bit of clarity. Translators, historians, and writers are among the roles with the highest AI applicability score, meaning the job's tasks are most closely aligned with AI's current abilities, according to the report that was released this month that ranked professions. Customer service and sales representatives, which make up about 5 million jobs in the U.S., will also have to compete with AI. Overall, the jobs most exposed are ones that involve knowledge work, like people doing computer math or administrative work in an office. According to the researchers, sales jobs are also high on the list since they often involve sharing and explaining information. Some of these are surprising to me.
So, and then in some cases, and I was watching a deeper dive breakdown of this, you also then run up against what we all tend to do, which is my ability to recognize, I forget what company I was calling, and they had their AI assistant named Pam who was going to help me. And I'm like, nope. And though it was working well, no, I needed to talk to an actual human. And I think you're going to get these kind of interactions more and more. And so later I found out the company is reverting back to just having a human do it because the reaction to the AI Pam was her name, was not good.
So yesterday I went to Taco Bell and I was going through the drive-thru and it was completely and totally automated. Like the person, and I say that in quotes, that I was talking to was a computer.
Yeah.
And it was wild because they got everything right.
Yeah.
So there was just that person does not exist at that job anymore.
Yeah, and those are classic entry-level jobs for people. Yeah.
And Steve, while I understand what you're saying, but I also see that we're in the infantile stages of this.
Well, these are the beginning stages.
They're only going to get, the technology is only going to get better.
Yeah.
And so I think while we're right now going to see reverting back, I think that eventually it's going to advance forward.
So they also say things like writing code will go away because they'll let the code write the code.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Now, I have Mr. Contractor in my house, and I said to them, all those people who specialize in those.
Yeah, hands-on stuff.
You're
safe.
And they're going to be gold. And
So while Microsoft said highly applicability doesn't automatically mean those jobs will necessarily be replaced by AI, the list of roles quickly went viral, with professionals deeming them most at risk, though.
Yes.
It comes as companies like IBM have been freezing thousands of would-be new roles that it expects AI will take over in the next 5 years. And graduates in the UK are facing the worst job market since 2018 as employers pause hiring and use AI to cut costs. And that is what's happening a lot. Now, some jobs that are unlikely to be touched by AI are thanks in part to their hands-on equipment requirements. Still, business leaders like NVIDIA.
Yeah, they make the graphics card. They're
the CEO, Jensen Huang, said that every job will be touched by AI in some way.
So, and in fact, when you're talking about the nuclear power plants and all of that stuff, the big push now is for the demand that AI delivers for energy consumption is huge. And so you need to power it. And so that's where they're talking about companies like Amazon actually being apparently working on a deal to build small nuclear reactors to power the amount of AI that's going to be demanded for their server farms and their AI development.
There's one in Utah. I think it's in Utah that is going to use up more electricity than what is currently being used by all of the residents in the entire state.
Yeah. Yeah, and you got to.
And this is going to power this brain of sorts.
And then what they'll do with excess is sell it back to the state.
Okay.
So here are the top 40 most affected occupations by generative AI, and then I'll have the least affected occupations. Number 10 is the one that stood out to me. Broadcast announcers and radio DJs. Number 10 on this list.
Yeah.
That's us.
Yeah. That's something that the union fights. Yeah.
That is us. That is going to be us.
Number 9 is ticket agents and travel clerks. Number 8, telephone operators. Number 7, CNC tool programmers. Number 6, customer service representatives.
Didn't CNC Tool Company do everybody?
That's CNC Music Factory. 5, writers and authors. Writers and authors. Number 4, sales representatives of services. Number 3, passenger attendants. Number 2, historians.
There goes your segment.
And number 1, interpreters and translators.
Yeah.
This is scary stuff, man. The top 10, and I can go into many other here because there's 40 of the ones most
Go with
affected.
the ones that are safe.
Like the ones that are safe. Number 10, logging equipment operators.
There you go.
Motorboat operators.
So I guess if you have big enough jugs.
Orderlies. Floor sanders and finishers. That's number 7. Number 6, pile driver operators. I've always wanted to do that.
It looks cool, doesn't it?
Yep.
Have you ever operated a jackhammer?
Nope.
Yes.
Casey has.
It's cool.
It's awesome,
yeah.
man.
It's very destructive.
Number 5, rail track laying and maintenance equipment operators. Number 4, foundry mold core makers. Number 3, water treatment plant and system operators. Number 2 are bridge and lock tenders.
Ah.
And the number 1 least affected occupation by generative AI. Yeah.
Mime?
No, not mime. Dredge operators.
Ah.
I'm actually a little surprised at these because not that they're not skilled, they're all highly skilled, but it would seem that there would be enough repetition and patterns in some of those trades that AI or machinery would be able to take the place of a human.
Listen, there are gray areas on both sides of this list between the jobs that would be most at risk as far as the ones you might think are the more high tech or the ones like broadcasting down and salespeople and so on and so forth. And then on the other side, the things that you think, for example, there is an AI company that has automated equipment that can literally build houses. It pours the concrete, lays the trenches, does the whole damn thing, and it's building these. Now they are like Flintstones looking houses.
Right.
Like they're made of concrete, but they're livable. I mean, so all of that is moving in that direction, Nick. I don't know. It's as you said, Preston, we are in the infancy of this.
Yeah.
And we'll see where it goes.
Yeah.
We're effed.
Advertising sales agents.
Okay.
Everybody in our sales department just had a heart attack. Hosts and hostesses. Wow. So when you show up at the restaurant or whatever, there would be an AI guy that'll see you.
You know what I find though, and I think I see it, and I think people are becoming more aware of it. And like, you know, in some ways there are applications that mean, like for example, the CGI boom, you know, of and then there's been sort of this backlash to overly CGI.
Yeah.
And if you see AI videos that are created that have this sort of look, even the ones that are really good, there's still something to them, you know, that it's bereft of a certain human element. Now, again, it's all replicating human things that have happened before. I don't know. We'll see how it all shakes out. I'm not terrified of it. I'm curious, and I think, over the course of humanity, we've adapted to, there used to be a job for elevator operator, So things do modify and change.
Yeah. I'm just concerned about the people that are, our careers solidified. We've had this for a long time. We've managed to be successful. But about the people that are just getting started, I got kids.
Yeah.
Who are trying to figure out what their career path is going to be.
What are you recommending?
And this is seriously something they have to consider.
Yeah.
If getting into some occupation that may very soon be like the elevator operator that is no longer existing. And it's a waste of time. Then you got to scramble, and you've gotten into a certain age of your life where it's like, I don't know what to do now. You know what I mean? So it's a little scary.
Yeah.
I don't mean to sit here and doom and gloom on everybody, but it is concerning.
I remember when the first digital production console came into WDRE in New York.
Yeah.
And I didn't know, its application. I get it. Just keep your iodine pills ready.
Yeah.
Here's a text says, I'm with you guys because I'm a sales manager and I definitely have zero logging experience. I hear you, man. All right.
Of those 10 of those jobs, which would appeal to you the most?
I like that dredging thing. That sounds
Dredging
fun.
is cool.
Yeah, I'd like to go up and down the Delaware and dredge.
But wouldn't you have a good pile driving now and
What are
then?
you doing over there?
Dredging. Doing a little dredging. What are you up to?
And whatnot.
Bridge operator.
We
that'd be
come
kinda
into
cool.
town and we're dredging and whatnot.
Warrant.
Lock operator. That sounds like a good time.
Locks and whatnot.
I like the idea of the foundry thing.
Yeah.
But I think that might get old after you get over how
burn
cool
once.
it is at
Burnt.
first.
The first glob of molten lead to land on your face.
Boat operator would be kind of cool.
Yeah. You know what?
All right. You boat operate and I'll dredge.
I'll meet you.
Yeah.
We'll wave to each other.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Hey, man.
Going out.
Operating a boat.
Dredging.
Big dumb ducks.
Just dredging away. All right. We're looking at a graphic of how dredging works.
Yeah.
It's badass, man. And,
It
and
really is.
they had to replenish that beach in North Wildwood like every single summer. And they've done it in Ocean City as well.
I bet you're not doing a lot of dredging without a good boat operator, though.
That's
Do you
right.
think there's a point at which dredging becomes drudgery?
Oh, Nick.
Yeah?
I'll drive. You dredge.
All right.
All right.
Who's driving?
That's what I am.
He's
Preston?
my driver dredge.
Dredging?
Who's dredging? Driving
my
dredge.
rider.
Why do I keep saying dredging?
Where'd I get Munson?
Where am I getting Munson from? All right. Casey says we need to wrap up.
Okay.
Yeah, we got to wrap it
Why?
up.
This is useful information.
Damn, I was going to get to the history of the ball peen hammer.
Oh, man, come on.
man.
Do it another time.
Sorry,
All right, we got to wrap this up. Yeah, it's time to say goodbye.
Bye, Presbo.
Yeah.
Totally Presbo.
All right, we're going to break. We'll come back in a second. Bizarre File stories await you, my friend. So stay right where you are.
Get a ticket for $25.
Okay.
If you're smoking it, the ticket is actually $100. But a code violation notice is the same thing we issue for a house with high grass, or if you're like smoking in the entrance of a business because businesses don't allow smoking. It's a ticket.
Okay.
So it's not that big a deal as long as you pay it. There's no criminal offense. You don't have to disclose anything on a job application.
Okay.
Oh, all right.
That's what I thought. I thought that there was that you can't be just standing out on a sidewalk, on a public sidewalk, just huffing away. I thought that was, if not illegal, some type of a violation.
Yeah, but it's become so prevalent. It's almost become that drinking a beer in a brown paper bag.
Right.
Cops aren't going to chase everybody through the park.
Yeah,
As long as you're on your
it's
porch, or your
situational.
house, you're in your car. We're not going to make an issue about it.
Joe, you'd gum up. I mean, if you were to go after everybody, you'd be gumming up. The paperwork alone would be insane going through all that stuff, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd make it 2 blocks from headquarters before I get to that.
Yeah.
So,
All right, say, Sergeant, real quick, because I just got another text from my friend who is a